What's up, guys? Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Collectors Mingle. We got an amazing panel tonight. Maybe not the one that was advertised, but plans change. So we're just going to go with it. We're going to get into some real philosophical stuff tonight. We're going to discuss some news first. Then we're going to get into, all of our philosophies on collecting, what we believe in, how we approach collecting, all that good stuff. Stay tuned. More to come right around the corner. Optical, what is that? You're making me nervous, bro. You're making me nervous already. Last time, remember a hot dog layout? We had popcorn. Yeah. Oh, is that a finger?
Yeah, for Metal Gear.
Oh, Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah. Okay. That's pretty intense. Where'd you get that from?
A video game.
Okay.
As usual.
Okay, gotcha. Well, thanks so much to everyone for joining us tonight, guys. Like I said, we got a real interesting, group of topics here tonight. Before we do that, let's introduce our amazing panel. Lael, 1/6 scale man. None of these guys need an introduction, but we're gonna do it anyway. Lael, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm good, man. It's good. It's a very interesting weekend, but yeah, I'm good, man. Gotta do it here, definitely.
Dude, we got some heavy hitter topics tonight. I mean, this is going to be, like I said, I kind of wanted to approach this one a little bit different from what we've done. I mean, we'll still hit the news, but I wanted to approach it more like bigger scale, thoughtful stuff, because no one else is really talking about that stuff.
Gotcha.
So that's why I have you guys here. Mario, dude, that beard is looking top tier tonight.
Thanks. I just blow dried it. Had to come in real quick. That's why I was a little bit late.
Blow dry.
I have to, bro. Yo,
you got to blow dry your beard. Leo, do you blow dry your beard?
What you say?
Do you blow dry your beard?
Nah, man. Because you know why? Because it's like with me, man. I got that weird situation that when I blow dry it, I get a lot of split ends, and you got to trim it. You know what I mean? Since Mario, he got that pretty boy shit. So you know what I mean. His is like nice and sleek, so he don't have to worry about that. Mine, it like seriously, I gotta wash it, moisturize it, put some, beard oil in it. I mean, put the beard balm in it, comb it, make sure it's all right, and just let it do what it does later on.
Dude, you're making shit flammable, bro. That thing's gonna flammable fire someday, man.
You'd be cooking over the stove, your beard just light on fire.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man, I
have to.
For me, that's how I keep it straight. It's just the heat, with direction, and then it equals a little bit of straightness. So gotta do it, man. Gotta do it. Otherwise, I end up looking got a bunch of S curls all over the place, man. It's all funky.
Looks like pubic hair on your face.
Exactly, dude. I'm trying to have that.
Yeah, man.
So, but no, well, thanks for having me on
tonight, bro. Yeah, it's settling into the new pad. Just here.
How you liking it?
Cases. It's cool. It's all right. My neighbor's got some dogs, so, please bear with me if it gets a little bit loud in here. So I will do my best to control the mic. So, but yeah, other than that, man, things are doing good, man. Things are going good.
Awesome, man. I'm glad you're getting settled in. Optical. You and I, last night our team did well in Call of Duty, but I was doing pretty terrible.
I mean, that's like an every night now.
It's pretty true. I am the weak link for sure, but we still win.
Yes. So are we going to do that tonight? Maybe tomorrow?
Maybe. It depends how long the stream goes.
Okay.
If the stream goes, maybe that gives us incentive to end at a reasonable time. So
we can play there you go.
But Lael, dude, Optical, I don't know if you've been watching. Optical always does really well, but I'm so run and gun and like throw caution to the wind that I just die like every 5 seconds. So Optical's tried to train me, but I just feel like I haven't been able to catch on yet.
Yeah. See, I watched a bit of it last night, man. Like literally, here's the thing, bro, because y'all make it so entertaining because of the just the commentary and stuff like that. I think that you're so submersed in the commentary that you just have to throw yourself out there because you just like literally it just makes for good commentary to see you die, bro. Like, it does.
Optical, and it's fun. You see, I don't know if you saw, Optical was like sniping and scoping, and I kept running in front of his scope and messing with it.
Like, dude, you're literally on my scope.
Yeah.
Like your ass was on my crosshair. So
get
out of here. Whoa, that didn't sound right.
Hey, it's okay, Mario. It's 2021, bro. It's fine. So,
can I just say how mesmerized I am with Optical's PlayStation shit going on back there, man? I feel like I have a seizure or something. Dude.
Some kind of hypnosis shit.
I'm just like, exactly. I'm just following the pattern, man. See if I can guess which one's gonna pop up next.
It's one of
It's
those.
crazy.
It's like that scene in The Office, remember, with the square on the TV? They're trying to get it to go to the corner. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah,
the
it's just like that,
DVD
dude.
logo bouncing back
Yep.
and forth. Yeah,
Guys, let's adjust the chat real quick before we get started. Big Collector, thank you so much. $2 super chat. Hey guys, what's up? Cyborg, dude. Cyborg's already been released, so I mean announced anyway. So at this point, we can't ask where's Cyborg. Or, we can ask where's Pennywise though, because that's getting.
Can we though? Should we though?
I think Optical and I can. We're the only ones that are excited about it, but yeah,
Possibly. Yeah.
yeah. Carlos, dude, Carlos Optical. This is our Call of Duty partner.
Hey,
the one.
we got the hashtag meet. By the
Dude,
way, Leo, you'll
hashtag
be
meet.
proud. We're representing.
Did you
meat.
guys? Did you see that layout? We changed our clan tag to me.
We got a clan tag.
saw it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Carlos was actually really good though. Carlos was like really good. So like he
Who's
was giving me tips
Carlos?
and everything. He was a Peruvian Wang, I think.
Peruvian Wang.
Peruvian Wang.
Peruvian Wang. That name, bro.
That's
Yeah, I know.
Peruvian Wang.
Yeah.
Carlos, thank you so much, man. Let's see. Let me address the rest of the chat real quick. Andrew James in the house always telling me I'm the man. I don't know if that's true, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Bob Dylan guaranteeing, he spelled it incorrectly, but guaranteeing that Pennywise is dropping tomorrow. So I don't know. We'll see. They said last Friday and it didn't happen either. So Tobor in the house. Tobor plays Call of Duty with us. Also awesome. If you guys ever want to play, just hit us up. Let us know.
Okay.
Doc Smizzle, he leaves everyone to die. But why are the breadsticks all gone? Dude, they're all gone. You got here late. Andrew James Will looking for his jacket. No denim jacket tonight. Mike Fayella in the house. Mike, thanks for joining us. Let's see. Linda, where are those breadsticks? Everyone wants to know, bro. Where are the breadsticks at?
Yeah.
Andrew James said if we don't get Pennywise soon, I'm a riot. Big Collector. Let's see. Mike 16 Let's go. Yeah, I know I was running a little bit behind, but it's like I was waiting for these handsome devils. Target is running a buy two get one free on video games. You guys recommend any good ones for Christmas? I don't know. Call of Duty. Last of Us 1.
That's free.
Is it free? Is it free
That's
still?
free. That's free. Yeah.
Oh, well, there's a bunch of other ones that'll come out. Maybe you said what was the one? Optical Detroit. What was it?
Oh, that's free. Like,
Yeah,
you
that's
gotta
free
get,
also.
you gotta get the
Yeah.
new ones. Get a Vanguard. I don't know. No, he's not gonna get Battlefield now.
Yeah.
Don't get Back for Blood.
No, it was
Look right
fun,
there.
but yeah, we both
The
traded
only
in.
fun thing about that is Doc dying, and
We let that was hilarious. And shooting the gas canisters. That was-
This might be my chance to finally get Ghost of Tsushima right now. So
oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Let's
Go Tsushima. Yes, I still haven't played
Yeah.
the director's cut though. I gotta play it. Max Egypt in the house. What's up, guys and gals? Bats in the Belfry. I think that's how his name's pronounced.
Wow.
What a name.
Yes.
Let's see. Andrew James, Alvin J, Paul Ha, Pablo in the house, Casual Nerd Problems, Cuervo in the house. Cuervo is also awesome. Equan, Ryan Kirkwood in the house, actually.
Yeah. That's on.
Ryan Kirkwood, the man with the camera, my new roommate. I don't know if he told you me and Justin are moving in. We're going to sleep in his Magic cases so we can get access to all
Jeez,
the...
dude.
Yeah, dude, it's the Hong Kong stuff. Gabriella Handwright. Gabriella, also awesome in the chat tonight. Let's see. Bob Dylan. Lael likes watching Will die. It's true, man. We got it on camera. We got
Yeah.
actual footage.
Pretty much.
Bennett Pisaniello? I don't know. Bennett, you're going to have to tell me if I pronounced that correctly. Probably not. Okay, guys, let's jump right into this. So, Hot Toys dropped some new announcements this this past week. So I'm going to share real quick my screen. We're going to start with Clone Trooper Jesse. I think maybe two, if I had to guess, two of our panel members are going to be excited for this and two are not. But who knows what you guys are thinking. So let's start with you, Mario. What do you think about this Clone Trooper Jesse? What are your thoughts on it?
Oh, this is great, man. I mean, let me just correct you. This is Arc Trooper Jesse, please. Hot Toys, you two, y'all need to get your shit together. This is
Oh,
not
yeah.
Clone
Correct
Trooper
Hot
Jesse.
Toys,
This is
eh?
Arc
That's
Trooper
Arc Trooper Jesse. Yup.
Come on, bro. Yo, get with it. Anyway,
Hey, if anyone would know, it'd be you, Mario. So
Yeah.
or Lael.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's,
Yeah.
But
that's
you're
my-
the
that's
trooper
my
guy. Leal loves
Star Wars
troopers, but
brother.
I know you really love troopers, Mario.
Nah, but it is. It's supposed to be Arc Trooper, bro. They just
Mhm.
I think they just got lazy with it though. But yeah.
Really?
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. But no, I mean, given that, I think this is like an easy piece for them to release. You know, just granted, there are some new sculpted pieces that are in there. I think with the shin guards, you know, with the new pauldron and everything like that. It looks great. I mean, Jesse is one of the 3 core ARC troopers that are out there, aside from Echo and Fives, which I doubt we'll see, given how they're focusing on season 7 Clone Wars.
Yeah.
But no, I love that this is a thing, man, and I understand that it's another trooper, right? There's so much more out there that needs to be released. It's another trooper. There's another Iron Man. There's another Spider-Man. But hey, man, I'm all for it personally. The head sculpt looks great. as always. I love that big old Republic tattoo, that he's got on the side of his head. But they nailed that Tamora Morrison portrait though, bro.
Yeah.
I mean,
On every figure ever.
Exactly, dude.
It's
I
gonna
love
start
that they're
coming with
giving.
every figure. It's like a Grogu. It's gonna be like
They
it'll
should.
come with
They should. I
Mandalorian.
mean,
yeah.
why couldn't they give us that head sculpt on the 501st Troopers? But I mean, that would have been nice. But even still, like seeing the main troopers with the head sculpt, it's great.
Yeah.
But the overall fit and finish, I think it looks amazing. It looks great. I love the design of ARC troopers, and I'm really hoping to see more. And there's so much more they could dip their toes in. We got Commander Gree, Commander Bly, all the different commanders, all the different captains that are out there. Wolf, Commander Wolf would be sick as hell.
Wolf would be crazy.
Yeah,
because I mean, a lot of people have been asking about Wolf, but we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Amongst many other divisions, of the Grand Army of the Republic. But no, I love it. I'm all in for it, man, and can't wait to get it.
Okay, so Leo, I know you're a little conflicted on this one. I want to hear.
Yeah, I mean, it's conflicted. I mean, still pretty much almost in a good way, but just sort of conflicted in a way that, again, I love that they are releasing them. I mean, because they are giving, they're paying close attention to Star Wars, giving Star Wars some love. The problem is the simple fact that, okay, we've gotten all these releases. We're getting all the clones. And give me, like I said, I have no problem with ARC Trooper Jesse at all. And I'm fine with that. The biggest thing is the simple fact that we still haven't gotten, the Clone Wars version of Obi-Wan. You know what I mean? Like that one's still floating around. There's still no release on that. Nobody knows when or if. Let me stress that, when or if we'll actually see that figure. You know what I mean? We got Vaughn. They've just released as well. It's fine that we're getting them, but at the same time, like, I mean, we're still waiting on, other releases, still waiting on Ahsoka, you know what I mean? So we don't know when that's going to actually come. But, and again, the way I see it is just like, if you're going to release the Clone Troopers, release something else in between, just to kind of like appease both sides, especially when it comes to Clone Wars. You know what I mean? Like, don't just release all the troopers. And then, the thing is, as much as I cherish and love these troopers, I don't want it to become another conversation about a IP that's sort of like in reference to Iron Man, where you're always seeing these things, pretty soon it's going to be a neon tech Captain Vaughn or neon, you know what I mean? It's like, yo, like, I just want them to treat it very careful, when it comes to it. Now, I already know I'm gonna get it. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. I'm gonna actually get this figure, but it's a simple fact that they have to also look at both sides and release other figures as well. That we've been waiting on. I still don't, for the life of me, don't understand why we're not going to see that, or we haven't received, seen that Obi-Wan. Like that makes absolutely, especially since they already have the head sculpt. This shouldn't have been a problem. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, to say it's a licensing issue. Why would it be? Or is it just a simple fact that they're holding it off, knowing that we're going to get the series soon? But it just doesn't make sense. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Well, perhaps they're tweaking the head sculpt a little bit too, because that didn't receive, much,
it didn't get received well.
Fanfare as well. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
because that original Revenge of the Sith head sculpt, the proto, I've always said this was perfect, and then the final product came out, and it was like, oh man, it's real soft. Like the lip looked a little funky. Like,
it looked real funny.
It was just off. Like, and I ended up selling that figure because of that. And I was like, I'll wait for the next Obi-Wan. I hope they get it right that time. But I think, I mean, this figure does look really cool. I mean, I'm not a big trooper guy, and I don't love Clone Wars. I haven't really watched much of it, but it does look cool. I mean, no doubt about it. This figure. I love the pouches. I love the weathering. This is a really cool looking figure. I mean, no doubt about it. I mean, I was saying this on another stream. I think the $285 price tag, I think that's just the new base. I think that's just, and with any figure with two head sculpts, meaning one of them with a helmet and one without a helmet, I think you're just $285 just where it's at now. I think that's just the new norm. What do you think, Optical?
Yeah, I think we gotta get used to that. It's kind of sad because it's not like Cody was ages ago. He was last year and he was 243. It came with more. It feels like Hot Toys is increasing 10% every year, and I mean, it is what it is. What are you gonna do? But I'm happy for those who watch Clone Wars. This is something that they need to collect, and it's pretty easy for Hot Toys to release this. I mean, they all look the same. You got to tweak something a little bit here and there, but it's not Hot Toys' fault. That's just how they look like. With that being said, so I'm not gonna get it. I'm not attached. I don't even know this guy, However, I did get Cody because the first time he was released, he was 243, 2 head sculpts. And the first time I've seen one, like it looks really impressive at that point. This one it's just admiring it as a figure, right? Like I've seen this before. It's like you guys said, if you're like a regular collector and you don't have any attachment to these, this would not impress you anymore because you've seen a million of these. You got him, Rex, that kind of like looks all the same. So, for a non-fan, this is not like I've seen Hellboy. I'm not a fan of Hellboy movie, but that is a different figure. So I picked that up. I wouldn't say I would do the same thing for these guys. I did Cody, but that's pretty much about it.
Yeah.
And these troopers, I think the distinguish between the troopers itself, though, the reason why I like the distinction is with the paint app. The paint app on the different armors, and it's the stories behind it. And I think that's, for me is why, we connect. And again, it's like I said, because we're Star Wars fans, of course, we're gonna connect, we really connect well with these figures and these troopers. The thing is, because I'm so, when it comes to this IP, like I just treat it with care, and I'm so vested in it that I just don't want complaints. I want them to do things the right way, where they release, other figures as well. You know what I mean? Don't just continue to release clones and that's all we're getting from Clone Wars. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, you can give us a Clone Wars version of Asajj Ventress. You can give us a Clone Wars version of, come on, Obi-Wan. We still want that. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many, even on the Jedi aspect of it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like, I mean, I just want to see where they're going to actually go with it. But I mean, and again, it's not knocking the simple fact that we're getting these troopers, because the more the merrier. So if it's Star Wars, definitely I'm vested. You know what I mean? So I can care less what people think. But it is. I just wanted to be fair. That's all.
Sure. Yeah, I totally understand. And you're gonna have to explain this one to Lael and Mario, because Ryan said I think he meant to say I have the cloners on my Camino credit card, make them all. What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
Camino, that's well, you know what Camino was. That's basically where the clones were developed.
Oh, see, I don't even remember that. I didn't remember that was the plan. Okay, so that's what he's getting at. So, okay. Well, Ryan's he's Mr. Trooper Builder. So, I mean, like he's literally going to get everything. So, dude, everyone's happy about this is going to be him. Lewis Libbets, Subwill, Optical, Lael, Mario. That's it. That's super chat. Dude, Lewis, thank you so much, man.
Is Lewis ladies man?
I don't know, Lewis. You're gonna have to let us know if that's your true identity. He is a ladies' man. I don't know if he's the ladies' man though.
Is he the ladies' man on Call of Duty?
I don't know. I don't think he is, but I don't know. I don't know who that is. I can't remember. Brother Cousins, $5. Thank you so much, Brother Cousins. Such an amazing guy. He really is. Dude, that guy has been on so many streams lately, and I always enjoy seeing him. I know Leo. He was on yours recently, and
yeah.
He's been on Aries and others. Yeah, it's so great. I don't. Like, as far as this trooper goes, I really do feel like it does look cool, but it's just, to me, like, without really knowing much about Clone Wars, because I've only seen like half of the first season, like, it just, all, I mean, this one has a face tattoo, so it's a little bit different. I like the outfit. This one does look pretty cool, but for me, it's just, another clone trooper. But I feel like for a lot of people, it's good. It's really, they want them all, so this one really, is a really nice looking figure. But like Optical said, it's easy for Hot Toys, so it's really not a big deal. Let's move on to the second one. So I don't know if our opinions are going to change too much based on, because both the clone troopers are not that different, right? But this one doesn't have a head sculpt. So Leia, I'll start with you on this one. Is this correct? Should this one not have a head sculpt? Do they even show this guy's face at all?
All right, so it doesn't necessarily have to have a head sculpt. And I think Mario, we only seen this character's head all of one time in the actual
season 7, actually.
Season 7,
at the very end, the season Mandalore. Yep.
Exactly. So we only seen it all but one time, and it was the same head sculpt that you would actually see on Cody. So, in a sense, without it, so it's, you really, like, if you have that figure and you want to prop that head sculpt on here, you can. So you don't really necessarily have to have, a head sculpt for it. But I like this. Like, I liked this rendition of the helmet, because we didn't get this. Remember, we didn't actually get this with Rex, and he didn't actually have his helmet painted like this at all. So I like this version, and like I said, I mean, it's clones. I'm not I'm not fussed or biased at all. I mean, I'm biased as always, but I'm not fussed. I will have it. I mean, come on, man. I mean, it's a clone. Like, I mean, and on top of that, it's Star Wars, bro. It is, put it this way, bro. Star Wars is to me and Mario like Pennywise is to you, bro. And The Last of Us is to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Not Last of Us, Mario. My love for Last of Us, same with Optical. It knows no bounds. So,
wow.
I literally have a tattoo of it. So I mean, yeah.
No, that's right.
So, but Leo, I'm happy you're getting it, man. It's a cool looking figure. It really is.
Yeah.
So.
Now, mind you, I have not neither this or Jesse. I haven't pre-ordered, and I'm not going to anytime soon until it's closest to the time, because you don't have to. It's so far out, bro.
Yeah, you don't anymore.
2023, like it's so far out. So I'm not doing. Now, mind you, it might get pushed up. Who knows? But once we get that announcement, that's when I'll do it. But I'm just like, I'm not getting baited by pre-orders anymore, bro. I'm not.
Right. Well, I mean, that's the thing, man. Like, how many figures truly sell out before they hit in stock? Like less than 5%, maybe less than that. Like, it could
select few.
Yeah, it could be 3%. Like, I mean, it's very, very few. Like, I think it was like, what was it, Han Solo? I think from the Solo film sold out pretty quickly. Like, in Remnant Trooper. Yeah, like, so just a few. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like we're at an age where you don't. I mean, for statues, yeah, but for Hot Toys, no, you don't. I haven't played with Sylvie yet. So yeah, and I'm definitely getting her. But
it's just I'm not just, because the thing is, it's like, save your pre-orders for figures that is going to have a limited run. You know what I mean? That's when you can actually save the pre-orders for that. But for this, I know, the production side is going to be huge, because people will buy clones. Jetta. You know what I mean? So
he's going to buy 10. So
you know what I mean? So yeah, just save it for then. You don't. Me, I'm just not. Yeah, I'll as soon as it's closer to the release, that's when I'll do it.
Yeah. So Optical, what do you think about this one? Are your opinion any different from the previous one?
Same exact one. This is even more. I mean, this is $250. Might as well just buy the other one. I mean, you got getting your money's worth more than that. To put it on context again, this is more expensive than Cody with 2 head sculpt. But I mean, it's cool. But like Lyle says, it's like, you don't know when the tide is gonna shift. This is maybe 2 years from now. Look at Endgame. They're all in the bargain bin right now. I'm not saying people are going to forget about Clone Wars, but you don't know how much impact the other IPs are going to make, like the Book of Boba or Obi-Wan. So by the time this goes out, I mean, you never know if we're going to have the Endgame, fiasco where you can probably get this for cheap. Maybe. I'm just saying, you never know what's going to happen in 2 years. I
mean,
I honestly think you will. I honestly think you will. I mean, because you look at certain sites, they are releasing them. They're discounted at this particular point. I mean, Sideshow is still sitting on the 501st Deluxe right now. You know what I mean? So it's still available. So I think it will. But again, I'm not complaining, because that just makes it even better for somebody like me.
Yeah. I mean, it's just. Yeah, I mean, the Endgame figures have been really interesting to me, Optical, just because Cap is the only one who's really doing well, it seems like. I mean, a lot of the other ones, like, Rocket and Rescue and Iron Patriot, those are all like not Professor Hawk. Like, all those are not really doing that well, it seems like. So
I'm sure we didn't expect this when when
Endgame was out.
Yeah, when they were being announced, it was like, oh, Rescue one and done. Are we going to see her again? And here we
regular
are.
85.
Yeah,
like super 85. Cheap.
You're gonna be like, hey, that's the last suit of Iron Man. You gotta grab it now. That's what we were saying back then, and here we are.
Can I ask you a question, Optical? Let me see what you think about this, bro. Do you think that a lot of the reason for that and other figures that at first you would have thought would have had more interest, but now it's that you're seeing like people, some places can't even give it away? Do you think that it could be because of not only just how far out the release is, but then there's the delays that people just lost interest?
That, and they're realizing that, because like, we're not gonna tap out because the price is expensive, but we gotta cut down on some things. And now that they're not relevant anymore, I feel like, and now if you're a Star Wars fan and you're waiting for something has to give, and what's gonna give is the one that you don't have yet. Like, man, I've seen this reviews. Bro Thor is not really my thing. I'd rather get use the money and buy Ahsoka, for example. So that's the problem if they takes them 2 years to release a figure. Like, the interest is going to be gone. Like this guy, who knows? I mean, they're cool now up until we see the previews for Book of Boba, and a new Anakin. They'll be like pushed aside too.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm interested to see, now that you're mentioning that layout, like how the other Endgame figures do, like Loki and Captain Marvel, and I don't think Battle Damage 85 will have an issue. I don't, because I think that one, I mean, they might overproduce it. Maybe that could happen, but at the same time, it's a very highly anticipated figure. So,
and you know what was really weird, Will? Because I'm glad you mentioned that Captain Marvel, bro. Because when I looked on, for instance, Toys Wonderland, you know how they would always have like the first and second batch. They only have the second batch of Captain Marvel right now.
Maybe there's no pre-orders.
Wow.
Not that much.
Well, I don't know if Toys Wonderland, I don't think they're starting to do this, but one thing I noticed with Tim Sent, Toys Buying Agent, what he's doing, and I messaged him and asked him, he doesn't list first batch for pre-order anymore. Basically what he does, he lists only second batch for pre-order, and he said first batch will be posted that day, so you can't even pre-order first batch with him anymore. So I don't know if Toys Wonderland will follow suit on that. I don't think so, but that could be.
Yeah, I think it was just for that Captain Marvel that I saw it. It was just like right now it's the second batch. Yeah. So, because I was even like, because here's the thing, like with them, I was going to change. I've been trying to change because when I originally ordered the Boba Fett Deluxe set, the 2-pack, when I put it in the cart, it was for first. It was for basically the first batch. But then when I went to the payment option, it switched it to second. So I've been arguing with them up and down, like, wait. I originally requested the first batch. So what they're telling me is once I pay it off, I can ask them for a refund and then repurchase it. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Oh wow.
I'm not doing all of that. Yeah, what is that? I'm not doing that. So what I'm going to basically do is just pay it off, and I'll just stick with my second batch. When I get it, I get it. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if
because either way, I'll get it before Sideshow anyway.
Yeah, you still will. You still will. Yeah, even with second batch, especially if you use like DHL shipping or something. You'll get
I'll still get it.
So Mario, what do you think about Captain Vaughn?
You know what? I can only echo some of Leo's thoughts on this piece right here. I haven't pre-ordered anything yet either, just because there's so much stuff coming out, and I kind of want to clear my pre-order list before I start really getting into it again too, because there's so much that's out there, dude. And again, this ain't gonna sell out anytime soon. But I think, well, this particular piece, here's the thing: we've only seen this character for one single season. There's not that much context to this character at all. So I think there's a high chance that this guy will be a low production run. Right? Even though it's basically just a repaint of Cody, like, did to the nines. It's Cody, exactly Cody, with the 501st and the 332nd paint schemes. But we don't know much about this character. He wasn't really fleshed out. He was Rex's replacement in a sense, being promoted to captain, so that Rex can be commander of the 332nd. Or the 501st, or one of those two divisions. But yeah, I mean, it's me because of, again, my bias as well. Of course, I'm going to pre-order this. I'm in for all the clones. I'm in for everything. But and the thing is too, is that in my mind lately, I'm just thinking about the idea of quitting 1/6 altogether is becoming like more of a thing that's been crossing my mind lately. And seeing this shit doesn't make it any easier, dude. You know what I mean?
I thought about it at some point too, but I can't do it. There's too much good stuff from Hot Toys coming out.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. I mean, and that's when I think about something like what Terry Smith is doing right now, as far as picking up his what is he doing, like five grails and just calling it quits. I can admire that, and I wish I was that that disciplined enough to do that. But the fact is I'm not. You know what I mean? So it's like it is really difficult, just to stop all this when seeing all of this stuff, because I mean I have a vision of what I want my stuff to look like. The problem is that vision is just going to keep going and going and going as long as they keep producing. You know what I mean? So then I got to contemplate, okay, so am I going to keep should I just collect with the space that I have, or should I invest in the future and think about more possible space that I may have later down the line? It's like I don't know. I'm legit at a crossroads right now, but
I'm right there with you, bro, because I've actually made a conscious decision that I'm done collecting Marvel or MCU figures. Like, I mean, I want to stick towards just basically the Star Wars IP. There might be certain things that I get here and there. Spider-Man is going to always be there because, like I said, I mean, I love, I'm Spider-Man fan, stuff like that, but it's just that it's getting to that crunch where you gotta pick an IP now. You know what I mean? Exactly. Like it's either one or the other. And with Marvel, with their track record on those figures, the delays on top of that, figures that are actually still sitting, I don't know. I think I'm just just kind of fatigued. I'm fatigued more so with like Marvel 1/6 collecting. You know what I mean? Right now, even though I'm a Marvel comic book fan, but as far as 1/6 scale figures, it's just, I don't know. It's my tune is starting to really
So
change.
does that make it easier for you to stop collecting the MCU figures just because you're more of the comic fan rather than the MCU fan in a sense? Or
that does make it easier for me, bro. It does. It makes it a tad bit easier for me because, like I said, I'm a diehard comic book fan. You know what I mean? So I collect those. Bit cheaper, definitely. You know what I mean? And I don't have to worry about limited run. There is limited run, but I don't have to worry about delays and stuff like that. Yearly delays unless there's a pandemic. So it kind of makes it easier for me to kind of dip out, of it. It just, like I said, I'm like you, Mario. I'm just more so just really, 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 really focused on Star Wars, bro. I mean, I'm focused on the Star Wars IP. I've loved it all my life, and they're just starting to really release some heat, and I can just focus in on that. And and I think what it is was, like you said, Will, Endgame really fatigued me, bro. It really did. It fatigued me because the delays and the focus on it, and then on top of that, way too many Iron Man figures, bro. Like like I said, I already said after the Mark V and also basically the War Machine, I'm done. You know what I mean? With Iron Man figures, I don't care what they release at that point. They can re-release whatever. I'm done with that. You know what I mean? Because it's just way too many. And Star Wars is just more so the IP. And on top of that, like I said, there are some statue pieces that I want. You know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah, like
you know what I mean? That are like that Revan, bro. Like that thing. The more I look at it, I'm just like, yeah, man. I'm just I'm into that. Like I can't wait for us to get it, bro. Once we get it, we should unbox it at the same time.
Oh
live,
yeah,
bro.
dude, double live unboxing.
Double live unboxing.
Yeah,
That'd be
bro,
crazy.
I'm
Get
there.
Mario, are you getting it, bro?
the Revan and Malik?
The Revan, yeah.
I'm getting Revan and Malik, yes.
Damn.
Okay.
We just got Revan for now. But,
we just got Revan for now, but see now, Mario, that's fucked up. You about to make me get.
I know. It was funny. Like, I was on Aries stream last night, and he was like, "Dude, I'm thinking." He's like, "What do you guys think it'd be possible that they would drop a Hot Toys Revan pre-order by the end of the year?" I was like, "Absolutely not." I was like, "The game is at least 2 years away. Like they've only shown a teaser. Like maybe, but they didn't touch Fallen Order at all." So, who knows? Knights of the Republic is probably a bigger game than Fallen Order, but you can never bank on what Hot Toys are going to do. They'll surprise you. But Harry said, I think these are primarily for army displays. Yeah. I mean, like I said, someone like Jeddah who collects a lot of troopers and has an army display, then this would make sense, right? But or Mario.
Not this particular figure though. This character, I mean, granted, he's just a captain only, so I don't understand, the army building of this guy in general. But the 501st, the 332nd, army building all the way for sure.
Yeah.
SJC, Lael, the fire will rise again when they make X-Men 1/6.
Yo, he's got a point, dude.
You got a point.
When Marvel brings the X-Men, Lael's going to be back.
You got a point.
That's
what I'm saying, because
years,
that's my favorite comic book IP is the X-Men. So if they do it and do it right, you know what I mean? Because you got to keep in mind that like right now, Sideshow's killing it with the with their line, even though they kind of fumbled with that Gambit, and I gave up on it and said, I'm just going to get the So Toys version. But I mean, if they release it, if Hot Toys doesn't, and they do it right, then I'm all in. I'm definitely all in for that, bro. But that's not. I mean, I can do that before I do Avengers ever again, bro.
Lael, the XM is releasing a ton of X-Men statues, dude.
I know.
Like comic accurate, Jim style freaking statues.
I know,
bro.
So, and
that sounds like more your jam than
that's dangerous.
Hot dangerous games.
So
SJC, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much to it was a Harry Fox, for the super chat. And we got Carlos, Peruvian Wang. Before the pandemic, were there delays for either Marvel or Star Wars? Probably. I mean, Hot Toys were always delayed. I feel like they're maybe not as bad, but there were definitely plenty of delays out there. Yeah, for sure.
I think it was more so delays for Marvel than it was for Star Wars, though, man.
Probably just because the sheer bulk of the amount of figures that were coming out for Endgame and other Marvel properties is just so much. And they just were never able to hit those timelines they set for themselves.
Yeah.
So, but thank you so much, Carlos. That's amazing. But yeah, guys, these clone figures, I mean, they're cool. They're not for me, but I mean, I think a lot of people are going to be very happy with. I've seen a lot of positive buzz about them. So, there's something I want to share with you guys, though. You probably saw this. It was a brief tease by Hot Toys. And it kind of slid under the radar. you know, I didn't even see Jonathan's comment in there. About re-releases, pay the asking price and move on. Don't kill the hobby. Of course, he commented that.
Is there a Mark 46 on the comment section?
No, there should be. Maybe there's down somewhere a little bit. But this is a quarter scale Batman from the Dark Knight. So I don't see a Mark. People want Joker. I don't see a Mark 46. But this one kind of slid under the radar. What do you guys think about this? I'll start with you, Optical, on this one. Do you think this is too late? What is Hot Toes doing here, you think?
I'm interested.
Oh, okay. So it's not
really.
I just got my quarter scale Spider-Man and it's beautiful. I love quarter scale Hot Toys. The problem with them is the price. Like it's too close to a premium format.
Mm-hmm.
That's the dilemma. Because if this guy is gonna be with the base, that base is beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
If this is gonna be like $600-700, I'm assuming around $700, if not more, then they're gonna have some problems moving this because the Batman Begins from Sideshow is around $600. And that's a premium format. So, but I'm interested, you know, because I've got the taste of it. It's good, but at the same time, I feel like the reason I feel like it's good is because of the price that I got it for. I would never pay $685 for that one. With that being said, if this guy, I mean, initially when this comes out, I'm not gonna buy it, but if the opportunity arises, definitely I would pick this up. Would they to answer your question, is it too late? Well, they're bringing out Dark Knight again for whatever reason.
Yeah,
this Nolan trilogy. So I guess he's relevant again. But you know, I mean, they just released Joker maybe a couple of years ago. So
yeah, and I mean, it's a great looking piece. I would say like the Mando, I think was like 580, 600 something. You know, like it was around the five. You know, late heavy fives to early 600s. So yeah, I would say that's probably where this is going to be with that base, maybe 650 tops. So, but yeah, it's not going to be cheap. But Mario, what do you think about this Dark Knight Batman? Is this something you'd be interested in, or probably not?
No. I think it's too late. Actually, I remember the time when when they dropped the Batman Begins version quarter scale. That's when a lot of collectors are actually going for this suit right here. You know, so I think they kind of missed the opportunity of jumping on that at that time. But you know, to be honest, I was never really much of a fan of this suit particularly. You know, granted, this was I mean, I had the armory with this figure in the 1/6. That was like my first Hot Toys piece or pre-order or whatever. You know, and it's cool, but I personally prefer the Begins suit. So this is just like, to me, whatever, no big deal. But yeah, I didn't even think about whether or not if that's actually the base, because that's pretty damn cool. But you know, at the same time, it's not it's not really enough to sell me over on the thing. You know what I mean? So, and for me, quarter scale. If I'm gonna go quarter scale, dude, I'm going with a statue, dude. I really don't.
Kind of the same, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to go with a quarter scale with an articulated figure in quarter scale. To me, that's just too damn big. You know, where I feel I can get a lot more actual presence out of a statue in that same size. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I'm happy for those that are actually excited for it. You know, like Optical seems to be, and yeah, you know, that's pretty much it, dude. But
yeah,
it's like whatever, you know.
Yeah, I get what you mean. But Leo, what are your thoughts on this Dark Knight quarter scale?
I mean, it's cool for people who you know basically are into it. I mean, it's just not me. Definitely not me, man. And I'm definitely, like I said, I'm one of the ones that's not into quarter scale figures, bro. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't put quarter scale in my you know, in my background, man. Like it's kind of like I think once I've gone down that line of 1/6 scale collecting. So it's when you have 1/6 scale figures and then you also have a few statues, it's like you're going to put quarter scale in there when you can just have a really dope ass statue that does the posing for you. Like, it doesn't really make sense to kind of try to fit that in. And I haven't really gotten one. And it's just like, to me, in my opinion, like I said, I'm not speaking for everyone else, but just in my opinion, it's a waste for me to try to do something like that. I wouldn't even like literally for a quarter scale, because I heard someone say before, you know, it's easier to pose and stuff like that. Yeah, that's fine, but I wouldn't even pose it. I wouldn't.
But even this suit is even so restricted. I couldn't imagine the headache it would be at quarter scale.
Exactly.
I mean, even the Begin suit is like hella restrictive, you know, so you're really not going to pull that many poses off. And that's where I feel you if you really wanted to get that dynamic pose out of a piece in quarter scale, go with a statue, because that's that's where you're gonna get your most
exactly, bro. You'll get, and on top of that, you'll get so much more attention to detail, bro. Like literally, you know what I mean? Now I say that and I reference that by saying, fuck you, Will. You're not getting me in the statue, bro. I'm just letting you know that right now. You're not going to do it.
Dude, you've already got a few on pre-order.
Yeah, I know.
You got Revan, Wonder Woman.
I know, and that's because of Will and Optical.
Did you get the X23?
Huh?
Did you get the X23 from XM?
Man, you know I got the X23, bro. Are you
You
serious?
got the Storm?
That thing
don't talk to me. You're not a statue collector now, bro. Come on, dude. Get out of here with that.
He's trying to act all cool, but he knows.
No, I'm cool. But see, the thing is, but I'm selective. I'm very selective about statues.
Yeah,
bro.
You have to be.
I'm very selective about statues. I'm not going that route, man. Nope. Hell no. But yeah, it was these two bastards in the channel right now, bro, that kind of got me into it, man. Like literally, bro. I was trying to stay away from it, dude. You know what I mean? Because you know when they released, it was funny, bro, because when they as soon as they announced Revan and Malik, and as soon as the pre-order went up, Will's ass hit me up early in the effing morning, bro.
I was like, bro.
Didn't y'all not get the 2-pack?
We didn't know.
We
Mario
didn't.
did. But we just
Mario did, but we didn't, because
it's
the
like
thing
it was
is,
a better deal for me personally. I might wanted to get them both anyway.
If you wanted them both,
it was a little
then
bit
it's a good
cheaper.
deal,
Exactly, that makes more sense. But to me, the problem was it was just, I don't know. It wasn't the Malik statue. It was the lightsaber, bro. It was just something about it that just rubbed me. It's weird. I know, Mario. I know.
Fencing pose or
yeah,
what
it was just it was just the pose and the way it looks. But I know that them together will look incredible. So who knows, man? Who knows?
You'll see, dude. You'll see when I unbox those two. You're gonna be like, yo, I wish I would have got the Malik to go with this.
Now you're doing the same shit that you two bastards do, bro. Like you doing that same stuff.
I'm just saying, dude. That
you doing the same stuff.
You do you.
Bastards did,
you do
man.
you, homie. I'm just saying.
You doing the same thing, bro. You go. There you go. See, wait till I'm civilized, bro. I'm calling you out.
Yeah, I know you gotta get on it for that.
We
got some good comments. Quarter scale figures are no go. I'd rather go for a statue. I mean, I'm not opposed to them, but I prefer a statue in quarter scale. Like I think I've only had one quarter scale, was the Joker, and it was good, but I'd much prefer a statue. But I mean, I get it, because I get Optical, your point of view. That Spider-Man is so good. Like that's
Spider-Man. But honestly, I don't even post him. I don't even want to post him.
Yeah, museum.
Yeah, like even if you could, why would you want to? I mean, it's ratcheted joints. It's not gonna look good anyway. The only reason I like quarter scale is because I can use the base for my 6 scale.
Yeah,
for my photography. Yeah. That's the only one, because I can't do that with statues. Like if you take that out, you take out the entire statue and you move them around. Yeah. No one moves statues.
Optical, anyway. Which quarter scale did you get? The Spider-Man?
Spider-Man. Yeah.
Dude, that's out of all quarter scale pieces, bro. I mean, that's the one you can't.
But he got it for like a crazy price.
No, I know you got the crazy deal. Yeah. I understand that. But just going to the point of how you're going to pose it, this and that, and we're talking like just leaving quarter scale stat or figures in a static pose. I feel Spider-Man doesn't deserve a static pose, bro. He needs to be dynamic, and the fact that you really can't do that in a quarter scale or just have a hard time doing it, kind of sucks, dude.
Honestly, I bought it for
this is my opinion, but yeah.
Even that Batman,
you got an expensive ass base, bro.
Dude, like,
dude, the figure looks great.
Spider-Man base are not cheap, man. They're like $200 for real. So.
Yeah,
and it's quarter scale. So yeah. But yeah, guys. So
that's a nice piece, though.
Now that we got through the news, I want to get into kind of our main core topics of the night. One of the things, I mean, this is a very simple but a very important question. I don't think maybe us as collectors, we ask ourselves this enough, right? I mean, we kind of just go with the flow and we just do, like what Joker said, we're a dog chasing cars, right? That's just kind of what we do. We wouldn't know what to do if we caught it, right? So that's it's true. It holds true. So I think the key question I think we all need to ask ourselves, this is it's not an intervention. This is just like something that I think need to discuss. And all of us in the chat, let us know your reasons too. But like, why do we collect? I think that's such a pivotal question. Leo, let me ask you, why did you get in collecting and why do you think you still collect now?
Nostalgia.
Exactly. I knew you were going to say that, dude. That was
nostalgia.
My
You're going the Rob Meyer Burnett route.
Bro, I mean, that like I said, we are symbiote minds when it comes to that, bro. It's nostalgia. Like the thing is, it's like when I getting into the 6 scale game, bro, like I've always basically been, a Star Wars collector back in my Kenner days. You know what I mean? Like, I've always, even like some of the Lego sets, But seeing how remarkably close to accurate these figures are, it was just the nostalgia of having a piece of that history in my collection, having a piece of the things that I've loved all my life. You know what I mean? And being able to have it. I wish I would have stuck with Star Wars, but when I started seeing some of these Marvel figures, I was like, damn, now I got to jump into that. But I started collecting because of just sheer nostalgia and the simple fact that, if I hadn't, I wouldn't have met you guys. I'm so blessed to have that, but yeah, I think it's just, the sheer fact that, we can have a piece of these IPs that we've enjoyed all our lives. We can have these type of discussions, we can create things. I like to pose. I like to have nice displays. And like I said, it's just cool to be a geek nowadays, bro. Straight up. Like, so, that right now it's not foreign for us to have a place in the space to collect. You know what I mean? And that was just basically it for me, man. Like, just pure, like who would have thought, that I would have, old man Ben Kenobi from New Hope, in my collection. Who would have thought that I'd have Leia, Han, and Chewie? You know what I mean? Who would have thought that I'd have, a Spider-Man IP, that I have a classic suit Spider-Man on the way, that I can actually have Mario, and I'm not Mario.
Yes, you can have me
I
too,
want a
bro.
6-scale Mario.
Six-scale Mario. But I can have a Miles Morales in my collection, bro. Like, who would have thought that I can have these pieces years ago, like a long time ago before Hot Toys came along? Like, we wouldn't have thought that we would actually see this stuff. And for me to actually see it now and to jump on board, I'm all in, man. Like, I'm really, really, really happy about that, bro. Straight up.
Yeah. And dude, I feel like there's so much good in this community too. I mean, I think sometimes we can, all of us, everyone, influencer or not, like, I think, we all tend to sometimes focus on the negatives, right? The price is too high, or there's toxic behavior from this side or that side, but there's so much good that comes with this community too. I think it's one of the reasons we all stay, right? There's so much camaraderie we've built among ourselves and with everyone in the chat. And like, there's a lot of communal aspects here that are really good about collecting. And I think that's one of the reasons why we all like it and we stick around. So, and it's like Harry said, it's an addiction, maybe that too, but
yeah.
But Optical, let me ask you the same question. What do you think?
Yeah, fuck the community. I don't give a
Damn.
Yeah.
You get a good KDR, and this is what happens. It goes to his head, bro.
No, I mean, like Leo says, like nostalgia, and plus they look really cool. They're nice things, like I have some of them I don't even display. Some of them are on the floor. Some of them I just like having. I just want to have them. I know we're going to ask that later on, but my main purpose for this was to fulfill my passion, which is, shooting videos and whatnot. But that's, I don't, my intent was never to make them look beautiful in a museum or something, like to light them up. That was never my intent. My intent was, to shoot them because they look realistic. And that's where it started. And that's still where I'm at. That's the reason why I buy these figures, I suppose, because to be a collector, you can collect anything. You can collect Marvel Legends, and that doesn't make you less of a collector than a Hot Toys collector because it's cheap. It doesn't make you less of a fan. But to me, the realistic aspect of it, I enjoy it. Like I enjoy taking pictures, sharing them, and that's it. Other than that, like if you can't afford it, that again, it's totally fine. That doesn't make you less of a collector or a fan.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So Mario, same question. What do you think? How'd you get into it, and why do you think you still collect?
Man, it's actually a mix of both of the previous gentlemen's answer. I mean, first and foremost, there's nostalgia, right? I mean, a lot of things. It's like it just brings me back, into my youth for figures that I really enjoyed playing with when I was a kid.
Yeah,
I had a lot of Star Wars figures coming from a 5 POA to now these freaking 135 points of articulation on a freaking figure, whether it be 6 inch or 6 scale. It's absolutely insane. And right now I'm really in love, like say with the vintage collection figures, the Star Wars ones, the little smaller ones. You guys saw my wall. I mean, that was that was a thing, dude. I mean, I really fell in love with that, the idea that they brought that back and stuff like that. I've always been a sucker for that. The original G1 Transformers, when they reissued those, I'm like, oh dude, I remember I had these, and it's so cool to go back and have them again and actually take care of them and display them to the point to where they're crisp and they're brand new and pristine. You know what I mean? So stuff just takes me back. But at the same time, when you get into the higher end collecting, it's like you have the best representation of that character that you can have on your shelf. And to me, that's like, it can be priceless, you know, because when you see how far that we've come from whether 1979 all the way till now, it's insane how much, you know, technology has really influenced, you know, this type of the business, you know, of creating these toys and all that, dude. It's absolutely amazing. And but I think the biggest factor to me, if it hasn't really come across already, is basically nostalgia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Wank stain? Bro, just saw the wink stain.
He's been commenting. He told me to say his name earlier, so wink stain. There you go.
Funny as hell.
He Heisenberged us.
But no, you know, to echo, I mean, the thing is, like I said, bro, really the biggest thing is the simple fact that we can collect these figures and we can have these discussions, man. Like I couldn't find individuals that I can have these discussions with. Like some of my friends, like, you know, out of all of them, I don't have anyone outside of this community in my area who collects. We're all geeks, but I'm the only one who collects 1/6 scale figures because they like, oh, that's too expensive, I can't jump into it. But you purchasing all it, I'm like, all right, now whatever, it is what it is. But you know what I mean, I can't have those discussions with them. Whereas, like I said, through this and then watching streams, being a part of certain streams, you know, picking up, you know, talking about like meeting both Will and Optical first and introduced to Mario. Now we got that crazy show on Thursday nights. Like, you know what I mean? All this stuff that it has really formed relationships and really great relationships. So yeah,
it's really been the whole community has really been the icing on the cake as far as like to collecting, you know. I mean, the same. I met so many people alongside with you, and you know, I'm hanging out on so many different streams as well. And it's been great, man. I'm just having a blast meeting so many great people out there. Everybody in the chat as well. I mean, it's awesome, dude.
Dude, it's been so. I don't know if you guys have talked about this, like to coworkers or loved ones or friends in real life. Like I tell them, like you guys are some of my best friends, and I've never met them before in real life.
Right?
And they're always like, they're like, what the fuck do you mean you've never met them in real life? And I'm like, I'm telling you, like they're in Chicago and Philadelphia and California, like and all these other places. Like these are like, and these are some of my best friends that I've never met before. So like that's part of the reason too. I mean, we didn't know we were getting into it for that, but that was just something that as a byproduct. So but
and that's what I'm saying. Like I could just see it, like, you know, and I'm looking at Optical. I'm like, yo, I think in real life he's like maybe 5'1". Like literally, like you know what I mean. He might be like 5'1", and I'm thinking he's tall. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna look like a giant.
That's kind of racial, bro.
Hopping up the car, looking like Wolverine.
You sound like Dean, Mario.
Well, I mean, Will. You know.
Oh, that's true, man. You are part of the squad. But yeah, like to answer my own question, I think for me, like I would just echo your guys' sentiments. Basically, I got into it for nostalgia too. Like I started with cosplay and I still do cosplay, but I got into collecting. I think my first hot toy was Kylo Ren, Force Awakens. So I got that because I love Kylo, and I got it. And after that, I got Infinity War Thor, and then I got Doctor Strange. And I was just Darth Maul. I was just addicted because I think like the comments have said too, like these are perfect or near perfect, the best realizations of the character that you can have in your collection. And you look at it, I go by them every day, like in my collection room, and I look at things, or I go in here and look at all the props and statues I have, and I'm like, dude, like it brings me happiness every day just looking at it. So
you know, Will, you know what, bro?
Yeah.
Honestly, this is when you know it gets bad. I literally had an effing dream that my shit got stolen.
Did you see mine? I talked about that on Figures and Flicks.
Did you?
I had a dream the other night that my shit got stolen. Yeah,
bro, the same thing, bro. I was petrified, bro. Like literally petrified. I had to come downstairs and make sure.
Me too.
My shit was here.
In the dream, someone broke my glass. They broke my displays and took all my shit. So
yeah, same
and Pennywise
thing,
was
bro.
even gone. So
yeah, bro.
Yeah, I'd say, and I went downstairs and checked on it. Because I was like,
bro, you know it's bad, bro.
Laughing. It's true though. Like, I woke up in a cold sweat. I woke up in a cold sweat.
Sweating on your bed.
Yeah, sweat everywhere, dude. And like I woke up for some reason. I was having a party in the stream at my house. I've never had a party here before. And then like I woke up and like I walked in the collection room and the glass was broken. And everything was gone. I was like, these motherfuckers came over for a party and stole my shit.
Stole my shit.
Yeah, like I'm like, bro, never again.
I got up the next day. Literally, I started looking up Desert Eagles, like little pistols that I can actually get in my crib. Like literally, I was not playing, bro. I'm just really on that point right now.
Yeah. But yeah, it's the same kind of deal. I think so. Here's something I think this leads into the next question. So we talked about why you collect. What is your motto for collecting? We can get into the curation thing, but like, how do you just approach collecting in general? Like, do you have a motto? Do you have like principles? Do you have sort of a Bible you live by, or how do you do that? So I'll start with you, Mario, on this one.
Oh God.
Do you have a rhyme or reason, in other words, or is it just kind of you're a dog
none
chasing
whatsoever?
cars?
That's exactly it. And the thing is, all I can seriously do is just tell people, please don't be like me, because this ain't nothing nice, the way that I collect, to be honest. I mean, it's taken me, I've been collecting Hot Toys since like late 2014, I want to say, or late 2013, around that time. And yeah, I was all over the place, and it took me forever to really slow down and like pick my lane where I want to stay. You know what I mean? Because there was so much stuff that's out there that I really, really liked. I really, really loved, actually. And there's some incredible pieces that are out there, you know, but it's just, it just gets to be too much. There's only so much space. There's only so much money. And I mean, but if I had a motto, to be honest, I mean, just have a game plan on how you want your display to look like. I know this has been mentioned before multiple times. And just try to stick to it, first and foremost. But to be honest, like I said, I don't have a motto. And do I believe in curation? Yeah, I shouldn't, but I do. It just gets to be rough and too much, and sometimes to the point to where it gets stressful.
See, that's what you don't want. I feel like.
Exactly. Yeah. And I've been there multiple times. Dude. I was juggling. There's at a point where I was juggling like about freaking 9 payments from Sideshow, dude, a month. Jesus. I'm like, why the hell am I doing this?
Right.
So it's like,
and that's where you got to curate, right? You got to trim.
Yeah, so. Exactly, man. So it's just
yeah.
Well,
Whatever. So before we hit Leo on this one, let's hit the super chat. Bloodsport 1. Bloodsport. I got into collecting. Thank you so much, by the way. I got into collecting from NECA Lord of the Rings line. I was amazed how well done the likeness to the movies. My Hot Toys was Fire Scepter. Who's that?
Fire. What do you say?
He said his first Hot Toys was Fire Scepter.
There was a Fire Scepter?
Who is that? I don't know who that is.
I have no
Fire
idea.
Scepter. I have no idea.
You're gonna tell us Bloodsport about that one. Maybe I'm gonna get my nerd card revoked on that one.
Yeah.
But kind of like when I didn't know where Camino was. So. But so Leo, how do you approach this? Do you have like sort of a motto that you stick to? I'm interested to hear from people in the chat too, but I really am interested in hearing what your approach is to collecting.
Again, like me, my approach is to collect the things that I love, plain and simple. And I mean, I think that's for anybody. But also what I've learned in being in this community is if I love something, don't tell people. If I love something and people have a difference the reason why I say that is if you love something and someone has a difference of opinion, I've seen it where others have swayed a person from not buying it. And I'm like, if you're easily swayed, come on, man. Like whatever you love, you gotta, if it's yours, if you just stick to what you love and don't worry about, what everybody else thinks. But again, like you have to be very, very selective about what you do. Don't do it just because someone else tells you should. You know what I mean? Don't do it just because, and we're all guilty of it. You know what I mean? All of us, we're guilty of saying, oh man, you should pick this piece up. Or yeah, we think you should pick this piece up. I'm not going to tell people to pick up something that I wouldn't pick up myself. I'm not going to tell somebody to pick up something that I would eventually end up selling because it's not going to make sense. And I'm not being true to myself or to that person. You know what I mean? So I would say just collect what you love, and stick by it and own it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I mean? When I collected Alita, I collected it because I love that. I really love the character. And I'm so happy I did. You know what I mean? When I collected Jyn Erso, I just connected to that figure because it was just like an amazing looking figure. The accessories, that's why it's going to always stand to test time, like my number one figure, literally. But you know what I mean? Just collect what you think is really, really right for you. And don't worry about everybody else. But also be mindful when you do it and budget when you do it. You don't have to just buy all at once. There's payment plan options out there where you can just pay them off eventually. I'm learning now, even myself, that you don't always have to have day one. You don't.
Yeah.
If you can wait, if you can be patient, you'll get it. And on top of that, because I'm not really doing reviews anymore, I'm doing posing, I can wait. I don't have to get day one. You know what I mean? So when it comes, it comes. I can worry about all that extra stuff later. So yeah, that's where I'm at, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's one of the toughest lessons to learn, I think. I've bought my share day one when the price is right and it makes sense. But yeah, I mean, there's always that temptation to go day one. But what happens, when you get it, you put it into your display and then you don't, mess with it again. So you don't mess with it and then you're waiting for the next figure to come out. So when does it end, And that's kind of like, you could have waited another 2 months even. How many other figures are going to come out in that meantime? And where you can wait, but we've all done it. I've done it a bunch of times. So like, that's why I'll only really buy day one now for myself if I know it's like maybe it's like right around the same price or $10 more or something. Like it's like and okay, like go for it. But yeah, I think it's just that's another temptation. Like this game is full of temptation. So, but Optical, what's your motto besides beat thy meat? Other than that,
you know what? When you're bored, instead of going to Sideshow's website, touch yourself a little bit.
Damn it.
Touch your.
I set us up for that one. That's my fault, guys.
Wow,
like Mario's face.
Wow, bro.
Just do
It's
that.
cheaper.
Yeah, it is cheaper. It's cheaper for sure.
It's cheaper.
Yeah, it's cheaper.
And you can release some, toxins. Maybe.
Maybe is that how it
call
works?
it that way?
Is that how it works? There's toxins in there. You need to get a check with your doctor.
You don't want that to be solid ever.
It's true.
So that's why you gotta unload it while it's liquid. But but no, I do actually have a thing that I follow. Mario, you know what I'm talking about.
Mario knows he does the solids.
Hey Mario, you're laughing, man. You know when you don't unleash it for like 4 days,
Mario's gone.
Stop! Please stop, dude.
and then you unleash it out. Especially now, Mario, that you live, with
spit my water out.
They'll be like, "Hey, did you clean the bathroom? It smells like Zonrox in here." God damn!
The wife knows. I spilled water all over myself.
Yo.
Oh my gosh, this freaking guy, dude.
I know, right?
Yo.
He's X-ray. Monetization is just shot.
Yo.
YouTube is gonna know what he's talking about.
Yo. Ain't no speaking in codes with you, bro. You
King
might
Dingling gets it. He said, "I'm not buying hot toy from Optical. It might be sticky."
Yeah.
Don't buy any of our Black Widows. It ain't
No Black Widows.
Wow.
They glow in the dark.
Yeah, sure, they glow in the dark. If your semen glows in the dark, you need to see a doctor.
You can see it from the moon.
From the moon.
You half man, half predator, bro.
Yeah,
like
true,
what the hell, man? Your shit glow in the dark. That's a damn problem, bro.
You might want to test your limits to see what kind of superpowers you have there.
I know,
Hey.
that would be the worst mutant power ever. You'd be like, "What's your mutant power?" Yeah, my semen glows in the dark.
Wow.
If I get kidnapped, I can write.
Bro.
True, you could write on the
I can
wall.
write on the wall.
Neon
As long
tech
as you're in the
sperm.
sure, Neon Tech Optical.
And my loved one knows what's happening. It was like, "Where's he at?
Yeah,
Turn off the
man.
lights."
Wow.
Turn off the lights.
Wow.
Oh my
Shit.
god.
He left us a message. But where will go?
Oh my god.
Wow, man.
Oh my god, dude. I got water all over myself now.
Yeah, you're lucky. It's only water.
That's water.
I know it's be glowing otherwise.
Wow.
Will, don't pretend you don't know what I'm talking about, Will.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but just mine doesn't glow in the dark.
Well, you almost did, but okay.
That's true.
Y'all thought it was
Check
over.
next time.
Now he's back. He is back in rare epic form, man. Straight up. And the thing is, I didn't see that shit coming because I thought it was going to be a serious philosophical
Yeah, Ryan's
I was
just joined. What the fuck
that
is
way
going
until
on?
somebody said something. Who said something? It was you, Will. You always set me up for this.
Yeah, that was me. That was
It
me
was
for
you.
sure.
Yeah, that's kind of
That's
like
my fault. People are enjoying it though, Joey and Carlos. So
Wow. Hashtag neon tech.
Neon Tech. Remember
Neon
they had
Tech
a party
Neon tech juice.
Is it in Hong Kong? They had a party. about
yeah, they
Neon
did.
Tech. They did.
Hopefully that's not where the Neon Tech paint comes from, but I don't know.
Wow.
dude. But
Anyway, Optical, go ahead.
what were we talking about again? Oh, okay.
Glow in the dark. Yeah.
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 So I've been collecting for 10 years. So I follow a strict guideline because otherwise my house would look like a toy store. So 4,000 a year. That's it.
Mm.
So that's why I'm, if the price goes up, well, that's not a hard cap, right? Like I would break that rule for every like a sale or something. Once that like that quarter scale and that rescue came along, but I limit that to the pre-orders that I'm willing to pay sticker price, 4,000 a year. So when they say, oh, it's Hot Toys prices are going up, it's 300 now. It still fits into my 4,000, right? But it goes smaller. Instead of me buying 12 figures, that becomes 11 or 10 or 9.
Yeah.
Why 4,000? I don't know. I just feel like I'm gonna spend that anyway if I'm not collecting Hot Toys, whatever the case is. If I'm doing cars or whatever the hobby is, I think that's a healthy amount of money that I could burn for my entertainment. So 4,000 a year for an average Hot Toys is 300, for example. That's more than one Hot Toys a month. I think that's a lot, in a regular person. But I do YouTube, so if I wasn't doing YouTube, maybe I'll do 3,000 a year or something. But I do yearly because it's hard to do it monthly. If you do it monthly, if the figure gets pushed back, the tendency is you get another figure because now you're fooling yourself that you didn't get a figure that month. So you'll be like, oh, cap got delayed. But eventually you'll get that cap, right? And then when you get that cap, you'll get 2 figures for that month. So now you already broke your own rule. So in anything, when you stick to a certain rule, you wouldn't feel guilty about what you're doing. It's kind of like eating ice cream. If you eat ice cream a lot, you'll feel guilty later on. But if you eat ice cream now and then you start working out, you run or something, there's a healthy feel about it. It's like, all right, what I'm doing is fun. It's not stressful. Because by doing that as well, in my opinion, at least it works for me. It might not work for everyone. I can clearly know what's out. Kind of like, all right, this is out. This is in. This is out. And I'll be at peace with that, because he didn't fit my 4,000. So if that becomes 500 in the future, well, he wasn't on the 4,000 anyway. So, but that's where I'm at. And as far as curation, depending on what you mean by that, is that, making them look good, like displaying them, to their full capacity. I just buy things because I like them. Not necessarily who's going to watch them anyway. No one's going to come in and say, oh, shoot, your Hot Toys is too, all together. I mean, if you do curate, or if you, good for you. If you want to make it clean and that's your style, go for it. It's just for me, I don't want to limit myself because at some point, if you have a goal, that would end. That has an end point. If I get this, I'm done. And I don't see myself doing that. So I don't want to label myself to a certain thing. It's like, all right, once you reach this, you're done. No, I don't. I can't honestly say that. So I won't even get that. If the figure wants to go in the box, then he'll go in the box. As long as it's within my 4,000, it's in the box, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. And I think by curation, I just mean like sort of condensing your collection to the things you really love, right? So instead of having a bunch of things you're kind of so about and a lot of clutter and this and that, which is fine. Like if you have a lot of figures, that's fine. Everyone displays things differently, but just getting things down, whittling it down to what you truly love. That's my point. But here's something I want to talk about too. This is another kind of, broad topic, but how important is figure longevity? I think sometimes we think about this a lot in terms of dynamic versus museum poses and certain skin tight suits and different fabrics. I don't think a lot of us think of the fact that, over time, these Hot Toys are going to degrade, over maybe it could be 20 years or 30 years, but eventually it's going to happen. So how important is that to you guys? Because this is collecting after all. But, like Vision said, a thing isn't beautiful because it lasts. So I want to get your guys' thoughts on that. Leo, how do you feel about figure longevity? I know you're the pose guy, so you're not as worried about it typically as some of the others.
You said how important is figure longevity?
Yeah, like the integrity of the figure.
Here, that's the thing, bro. Like, honestly, I've posed that's true, bro. It's true, Will. I just did. You saw that? It's true. But
I saw one.
I had no idea what just
we all do it. We all do it. I know Mario does it too, so stop. Anyway.
Get out of here with that.
Mario just never said it.
He just don't say it. But no, listen. No, how important? It's really important. But at the same time, bro, like I will say, with me, it's gonna always be a tad bit different because I think that I've been in this game long enough to know what I can push, what I can't push. I know what figures that I can actually pose and keep them in certain poses and then switch it up a bit and still have the same integrity. I know what figures not to do it. You know what I mean? Like, and you can also base it off of the character itself. Did you see that figure do that in a film or whatever? Mostly the dynamic poses that I have with figures are more so with my Spider-Man figures because, like I said, it's Spider-Man, so I'm always trying to test that, that theory just to see how far I can push it. When it comes to other figures, you know, if especially if they're jointed, yeah, hell yeah, I'm gonna pose them. But I also keep my office and my section here is in it's room temperature. It's like a really decent cool temperature. And now that we're going in the wintertime, I don't have to worry about anything overheating. It never overheats down there. And even in the summertime, it's always cool. But yeah, I mean, longevity is definitely important. But again, it just depends on who you are. Like a lot of people stick with museum poses, and that's fine. I mean, and I my hat's off to you, but for me, I just can't. Like I if I bought that figure, and I know how I was with my GI Joe figures when I was coming up back in the day. Like seriously, everything got posed. I stretched it to a limit. I was one of the ones. And Mario, tell me if you ever did this. If you had GI Joe figures, I would actually take and unscrew the appendages and put them on other figures. Like I used to always do that to just create other figures. You know what I mean? Because it was just easier to do it. I used to do it all the time.
Kid bash a little bit.
Yeah, kid bash. I used to always do that. Like I said,
bash.
because it was old school. It was easy to do. But yeah, I mean, I think that's, you know, pretty much, you know, longevity is very important. Integrity is very important. But if you have figures that you own and you're not selling, then do what you will with it. You know what I mean? You know, however you want to actually do it. I like to tell stories. So my figures that I actually have, you know, in my shelves and my units and stuff like that are actually telling a story. I like to do it. I'll switch it up every now and then, but I just love telling stories with it because that's what I bought it for. I have an ultimate goal. So, you know, yeah, I mean, for anybody, like, yeah, you already know what time it is. Yes, it is Bloodsport. You know what time it is.
OG Kit Bash.
Exactly.
But, Leia, I was going to ask you, like, and maybe Mario, you can speak to this too. Like the longevity thing, is that part of the reason maybe you guys look at statues? Is that part of the allure of a statue because it has typically longer longevity?
I mean, I look at it with the statues, man. Like I just can't help it, bro. Like. Right. I love looking at certain things, and if they're already posed, and I know I'm not, especially if a brilliant pose, I'm like, you know what, I would never take it out of that pose anyway. Like I could never see it any other pose, you know. Then of course, you know, with that. But here's the thing: is like I don't, you know, it's hard to say because not every statue has that level of longevity. You know what I mean? Because some statues over time, depending on where you place it, you know, they can crack. I've even seen sometime with lighting, if it's too harsh of lighting, not only does it discolor, but it also cracks as well. Like it damages the paint app on it. If the lights are too close, you got to move it back just to kind of make sure, you know, you're not, that the statue itself maintains a certain level of integrity. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's iffy, but I mean, all in all, like I said, I mean, if you're a collector and you like, you know, if, you know, do what you'll do, you know what I mean? That's what it is though.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think I'm seeing some comments too about I'm just making sure you're in a temperature controlled climate and, you know, 303 wipes for pleather. I haven't done those before. I don't know if you guys have messed with those, but
303 wipes, definitely, man.
Yeah, I've heard good things about those. But so optical, how do you approach this longevity question?
It's very important. It's very important to me. I always wash my hands.
You're gonna have to
before and after.
You're gonna have to with you because it's all the time.
No, it is very important because these are expensive figures, right? And I always look long term. Like, what if I retire? Can I sell this? You know, the right amount of money that I paid for. You always want to have that exit plan. So it's very important. But you know, like Hale says, at least for me, I've been doing this for a long time. I know as soon as I see the figure, I know what's going to be the problem. That Joker, the purple coat Joker, I know it's going to stain because it's too tight. So what you do, you take them out, you wash them like 3 times, you bleed out, you know, the excess dye, and, you know, and then you put back the jacket. And, you know, there's some measures that you can take, and you got to know what those measures are, because if you don't, I mean, you could, I post these figures, you know, a whole lot, but I don't leave them in a pose unless I know that they can withstand the pose. For example, Whiplash, he's fine. You know, he doesn't have any clothing on him. But any figures that I know would stretch or might peel, like Wonder Woman, you know, you bend those arms, you're in trouble, you know. So if you don't mind, cool. That's you, man. If you're like, hey, these are meant to be enjoyed, totally support you with that. You know, if you want to switch. But for me, I would do that on Wonder Woman. Pose her, you know, bend the arms, take a picture, then go back to museum pose. I enjoyed it, but I'm not gonna leave her in that pose. But to ask the importance, I think it's very important, especially if you're thinking of this like long term, because they change. Like you could upgrade, not just retiring. Like that Wonder Woman, what if the new one comes out? You still you want yourself to you want to give yourself a window to be able to sell that and not damage it. I think that's my take on that.
Yeah, and that's the tricky part. That's why I'm kind of always a little bit. I have a little bit of trepidation about collecting Spider-Man figures, just because the suits are so skin tight most of the time. They're getting better with rebounding when you do pose them, but I'm just afraid to leave them in a dynamic pose for a long period of time. I mean, I know they're improving and they're better, but most of the time I have a Spider-Man in a museum pose. And it just doesn't, like Mario said, it just doesn't feel right. Like it's like
I've had the Spider-Man 2099 figure pose in this particular pose the same way, and it rebounds quite well. It does.
They're getting better with it. The material, yeah.
It rebounds quite well.
Yeah. And I know it's an older figure, but like not Spider-Man, but T'Challa, Black Panther from Civil War, like that one, I think the material would not. So like that one that I remember when I bought it, the guy was like, the elbows have never been bent. And I'm like, perfect. So I got him in museum pose because he's great, but you got to be careful. But Mario, how do you approach this topic? Figure longevity.
No, I think it's absolutely extremely important, man. I mean, as to Optical's point, you got to have some sort of, I don't want to say an end game per se, but what if you're going to upgrade a figure, and you still want to, take care of it as much as possible. But at the same time, I mean, you still want to enjoy it, and pose all your figures, right? So here's the thing, to what you guys were talking about. Will, I want to go ahead and see if I can try to share my screen or something real quick.
Yeah, sure. I'll pull it up.
I had the what you call it? The Iron Spider from Infinity War. I've had a pose like this for the longest time.
Yeah.
Since I got it, right? And I just sold it, I think earlier this year, and it's been basically in the same pose with the
That's a sick pose though.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude. What's up, Leo? And
with
the,
what up? Let's go.
I'm the judge.
Let's go. I don't get, but you know what? I don't have this one. I have the Scarlet Iron Spider.
We might get a re-release for the new No Way Home.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But this thing, I mean, I could have extended the leg a little bit more and crunched the waist, twisted it a little bit more. Even with the clamp holding on to
it's
the
crazy.
To the figure, it's still healed. You know? So that's the thing. You can't be afraid to really push the limits to your figures, but still at the same time try to be as careful as possible.
Yeah.
Stretch the fabric where you can so it doesn't get caught in those joints or get stuck to each other. Just try to do what you can to try to avoid that.
Definitely.
But at the same time, I just went through a strategy with my Darth Vader. I mean, I showed you, Will, with the with the Tarkin 2-pack Vader, and that was my fault for the way that I handled it. So now I'm starting to consider wearing gloves now. I want to be like John, take a cue from John's book and start wearing gloves when I start handling my figures.
Yeah.
Because that's a real thing. What happened was that the pleather on the arms from trying to get the swap out the hands, for me gripping it by the arm and trying to get that joint to actually plug in, it actually deteriorated the material in the arm. So the whole thing is starting to peel right here, and that's what's heartbreaking because that's my favorite Vader in the collection. As far as exactly,
that Vader's so good. I wish I had.
Yeah, I love it. But the thing is, I mean, I can easily cover that with a cape. But if I ever decide to get out of it, sell this set at one point, I got to disclose that. I'm not going to get as much for it, which is not going to be a big deal. But I mean, it's just that the next collector behind me isn't going to be able to enjoy, a more minty Vader, and I might have a hard time selling it. I really don't know if I ever decided to sell it. But as far as longevity, longevity is extremely important to me. When you mentioned earlier about statues as well, the thing is, it depends because the stuff that we're seeing with J&D, also with the silicone, we really don't know the longevity of that.
They say 30 years, but who knows? Yeah,
they say that, but we're gonna go ahead and put that to the test of time because we really don't know. And these are expensive investments. Yep. I mean, I hate to call them investments, but I think they actually are. Even though we're not selling to flip.
J&D are. Yeah. I mean, every J&D has gone up in price afterwards.
Man, with J&D figures,
$2,500 a freaking piece.
Exactly. And with those figures, like with those statues, man, it's just like I would treat it like Nino Brown in a drug house, have butt naked people in there handling my figures, bro.
Yeah, dude, right?
Straight up, have people because it's that quality right there is just that's gone,
top
bro.
tier.
Yeah, but at the same time too, I was also nervous about getting into statues because I live in earthquake country, and God forbid, something fully sculpted polystone just takes a dive off the shelf.
Yeah.
Which having stuff in hand now, I am less concerned about just because the weight of it. As long as I got like a secure type of base, to where they rest on, I think everything will be fine regardless. Nothing's gonna move or fly off the shelf unless we have like a freaking 9.5 earthquake out here, where the whole damn state basically splits from the rest of the country, like we're supposed to have someday. But yeah, it's extremely important, dude. But at the same time, it shouldn't discourage you from enjoying your figures and posing everything as well. But just I think
that's the key. Finding enjoyment in the now, but also thinking about long term too, because they are collectibles, they're investments to a degree. I mean, we're not looking to cash in and make money on them, but you at least want to get your money out of it, right? Like kind of the exit plan. Like we had a great super chat too from Carlos. Carlos, thank you so much again. Museum pose plus monthly 303 wipes gives me an exit plan if I want to stop collecting or upgrade a character. Exactly.
Yeah. So I've always been afraid of using 303 because I understand you guys talk about how it does well for the figures, but I can't. I've never done it either because I always can't help but think in the back of my mind that could possibly help contribute to deterioration. Maybe
it depends on the figure.
It's not supposed to. Yeah.
Yeah. It's you can't use it for every figure, but you can use it for certain figures. You can actually use it for, and then like I said,
leather materials and stuff like that.
Yeah, basic leather stuff like that. You can actually use it for. So, and I even find like my brother put me onto this. What he did was, it's just strange, but it works because, like you said, with Vader and the pleathery, whatever, he was like, "Yo, take a warm towel, put a tad bit of baby powder on it, but just don't put it on where it's going to actually spot on it, just a tad bit, and just rub, like rub it and stuff like that, like rub the pleather, because what it does is it sinks in, it kind of helps preserve a little bit." But he said, don't put too much, just a dab if actually do it. So I was like, oh, that's kind of decent, man. Like, but don't, and I know people out there, do not use Armor All. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't even play
even
yourself.
To Optical's point, as far as washing out the excess dye, dude. So back in my youth, man, I used to like treat my clothes so delicately to where I'd wash everything inside out. I would never put them in a dryer because I was always afraid of like everything fading
out.
I mean? Exactly. And I wanted to have that more longevity, for all the clothes that I had. So for me, I mean, washing, putting something in the wash like that is kind of, I'm not easy about that. It makes me uneasy about doing something like that.
See,
I just think twice about it.
See, Mario, Pimp Phonics 101.
Yeah, what Ashley said is every collector's like our nightmare layout. I had my shelf fall down when my shelf fall down when my dogs were fighting, knocked all the figures down.
My gosh.
Hopefully it was on a carpet. So
See, that's why no one comes down here. No kids, nobody comes down here at all.
Sorry to hear that, Ashley.
Yeah, damn,
it's crazy. But yeah, so guys, there's a bunch of other really good questions here, and one thing I want to touch on is this. This is a slightly different, we're diverting a little bit from the topics we've had, but still it's kind of a broad and, philosophical topic. Do you need the same character in different scales? That's something I think I want to touch on because I know all of us do this, but it depends on the character, right? We've talked about having multiple versions of things, like every Loki from Hot Toys, like Dark World, or Avengers, whatever. But what about when it comes to different scales? Leia, what do you think about this?
See, you know how I am with Wonder Woman, bro.
Yeah, no, Wonder Woman's a perfect example.
Yeah, that's a perfect example. Because
or Revan. Like Revan, if they make a Hot Toys, you're going to get that too, probably.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like, I mean, I just, because it, to me, like the Wonder Woman figures have so much presence. And, and that's that, come on, man, that Queen Studio statue, it was a must have. I could not. Beauty, man. I couldn't take my eyes off that thing. I was mesmerized from the word go. So, I think, I mean, it's personal preference. Now, if you pick, I mean, it's cool if you pick a certain figure. You know what I mean? If you have a certain figure that you would do that to, but if you're trying to do it on every figure going overboard, like that dude, I forget his name. Man, he's the Iron Man collector, and he has every.
Kenobi?
I believe it might be like they have. Or I mean, Anthony, and there's nothing wrong with it. But I'm like, wow, like every scale, like in every scale, he's like, and I commend you. But them figures are expensive as all hell.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like, like it's expensive as all hell. So like you walk in the house and this is like nothing but Iron Man figures and stuff like that. But I mean, but I think it's for me, I'm just really selective when it comes to Wonder Woman. So like, I just love the character itself and I love those figures. So I was like, getting that statue was a no-brainer. It was definitely a no-brainer. So, I mean, I think it depends on the character. Now, if you don't, I mean, and this is not me telling people you have to do it. I'm just saying, like, I mean, it just really, really depends on that character that you select.
Yeah, got it. So, Optical, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's reserved for like says, like the most special characters in you. You know, like for me, like Wolverine, I'll buy any Wolverine as long as it looks good. You know, as long as it looks. I don't care if it's 1/6, 1/12, 1/8. As long as it looks good, I'll buy it. Would they look? Again, I don't worry about display. If I see something that fits my budget or whatever, I'll get it. Yeah, I'll make it work.
Yeah.
Because you have love for that character or that movie, for example. So I do that for the really select. I know you would do that maybe for Pennywise, Kylo,
right, Loki,
I think we all know. Like, I think I'll do that for like Wolverine, Superman, or Batman, or whatever, something like that. But yeah, those are the only. It's really select though. Yeah.
Right. So it's got to be. We've always said too. I think with statues, like I feel like in my opinion at least, it's got to be a character you truly love to get a statue because it's big, takes up a lot of space, it's very expensive, a lot of times heavy. So if you're going to go straight outside the Hot Toys realm, it's got to be a character you like truly have a connection with, because otherwise, it's very dangerous. And selling statues is not as easy as selling figures, right? So it's shipping costs, worry about breakage, a lot more risk there and that you're incurring. So, so Mario, what do you think about this? What kind of characters would you kind of, dip your toes into both worlds for?
Oh, dude, Darth Vader all day, dude. I mean, it's plain and simple. I mean, I you guys know I collect 375. I got a couple 6-inch and along with 6 scale and quarter scale, man. I mean, I wouldn't be afraid if a 3rd scale piece came out, dude, of the Vader that I want, or a half scale piece came out of the Vader that I want. I'm getting it. Plain and simple,
bro.
One day I'm one. Yeah, I'm one that will build a shrine around a character like that really means that much to me. And to me, Vader is that character. So I mean, at one point, I had a little shrine going on built around the quarter scale Hot Toys piece. All kinds of different relics. With his lightsaber and stuff like that. The 1-to-1. It was really cool. And but yeah, I absolutely believe in that. 100%. As long as it's that one character that really
resonates with you.
Exactly. You have that connection with that single character. By all means, if you can make it happen, absolutely. Because it can look absolutely amazing at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I feel. I mean, do you really need it? No, of course not.
Right. Do we need any?
Is it nice? Exactly. Yes, it's absolutely nice.
Right.
But yeah,
because if you love that character, you want the best representation possible.
Absolutely.
So in any scale. So if it's Darth Vader, I mean, if Queen Studios announce a half scale Darth Vader tomorrow, Mario's going to be all over that shit. So
that's a day one.
Yeah, it's a day one. Leia probably would too. I mean, it's half scale, and Leia might even be on that. So it's But I mean, here's a question though. This kind of ties in. This probably be maybe the last one, or we'll do one more after this. How hard is it to say no? When is it okay to say no, right? This is something we all kind of grapple with as collectors. Like, we can't have everything, and we have to cancel things sometimes. We change our mind, but saying no is hard because there's so much temptation in this game. Like, everyone's, a lot of people are telling you, "Oh, this is great. You need this. You want this," and and sometimes you're starting to question yourself. Do I want it? Like, do I
really need it? Yeah.
Do I really need it? So when do you think it's okay, Leo? When do you think it's okay? Like, how hard is it to say no? When is it okay to say no?
I mean, it's not hard for me to basically say no. Especially if it's a figure that I know I don't need. Again, I'm just going to reference Iron Man. Everybody's going to think I'm an Iron Man hater, but I'm not. I have a few of them, but I just don't think there's a need for every single one. You know what I mean? So it's easy for me to say no. When it comes to that, just like it's easy for me to say no when it comes to a lot of statues. I'm just not in that wheelhouse, because that wheelhouse, it gets really expensive. Like, it gets too expensive when it comes to collecting statues. So I have to really be selective on which ones that I want, and that I'm willing to get. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, it also goes back to like even our responsibility as content creators to really be honest. You know what I mean? To have just straight up honesty and be like, look, I'm not telling you that you should collect this. I do it because I collect this because I like it, but you don't have to get it. I always try to reference people with that. Like, you don't have to basically collect it because I do. But then again, budget. At the end of the day, if your bills are paid first, every bill is paid, and you got some money to throw around and you want to then that's fine. But if you're buying these figures up and your bills aren't paid, your rent ain't paid and stuff like, that's a problem.
Right.
Like that's a problem. So that when I think about those things, it makes it hella easy to say no because I got to think about family first. You know what I mean? But again, when it comes to Iron Man figures, I'll say at double H, hell no. You know what I mean? Because I don't really need them all, and they're too expensive. You know, one of my favorite figures right now, when it comes to like that Iron Man line, is Rescue, and I think honestly, I don't really need to have too much more. But I've already have the, you know, the Mark V paid off, and you know everything else. So yeah, I mean, I just think you got to be really, really smart about it in the end, you know, and do what's good for you, you know. And again, when to say no is when your bills aren't paid. Right. If your bills aren't paid, then you need to rethink some things, son.
Yeah, and Carlos brings up a good point here. These are expensive figures. If you even have to think about it, it's probably a no. Sometimes I've thought about a figure and I've gone back and forth on it, and end up getting it, and I end up really liking it. I'm glad I end up getting this. So that's a good point. Like I've kind of always subscribed to the ideology of like, if you didn't pre-order it, you probably didn't want it unless you were planning to get it all along, right? But if you just were last minute and everyone started getting in, and you're like, okay, now I'm gonna buy it. Like usually that ends up, in my experience, it's something where you're like, I don't know if I need that. But sometimes it works out. Sometimes you're like, oh yeah, I didn't know, but I really love this. So, but yeah. So Mario, what do you think?
It's difficult. Okay, so here's the thing. If it's something that's outside of your focus, it's a lot easier to say no.
Yeah.
You know, along to Lael's point too. I mean, if you have responsibilities that aren't taken care of, it makes it easier to say no. It should be easier to say no. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. But at the same time, if you're collecting within your focus, it makes it even harder to say no, dude. All right. I mean, because here's the thing. Since I was a kid, you know, it's been like advertised in my brain so much that, hey, collect them all.
Pokemon, bro.
Not just Pokemon, but even back with the vintage Star Wars and on the back of the cardboard.
I thought you were referencing Pokemon. Got to catch them all, bro.
Well, that's also a thing, but I know about that. But even back in the day, dude. I mean, for all the Star Wars figures in general, there was always that thing, go collect them all, and this and that. And I can't help but have that, completist mentality a lot of times, especially with Star Wars. And it makes it very hard to say no for me because I go down to the point where I'm collecting figures from films that are not really my favorite. I mean, I have Jump Troopers. They fly now. I've got the Sith one and I've got the standard one. Right? Are they characters that connected with me? No. They like the movie? Yeah. No. Are they cool figures? Yeah, they're all right. But that's just my stupid self. Having that completist mentality. Where it makes it difficult to say no. You know what I mean? So
that's where the pressure comes in. Yeah.
True. And I really don't fall for a sense of FOMO or whatever you want to call it when people are saying that, hey, you have to have this figure, don't sleep on it.
Right.
That's easy to say no to for me personally. It's just because whatever's out there in the IP itself, it just makes it harder for me to say no. Hell, even the same with statues. I mean, statues is a little bit more easier to say no as well, like Lael said, considering the price.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But sometimes there's just that one piece where you just can't say no to. I mean, like that Batman, the Prime 1 Batcave statue that I just picked up. I was freaking struggling with that, dude. But at the same time, Batman is my favorite superhero. Jim Lee's my favorite comic artist. And I told myself, I am not getting into any comic statues because that's another dangerous path, right? But that piece just looks so damn good to where I figured out how I can make it work.
Doc's missile.
I know. You see Doc's comment. I started eating Olive Garden because Will told me so. Dude, I need a sponsorship, bro. I need a sponsorship.
Dude,
Doc was asking about the breadsticks coming into this, and other people were too. I think I need some kind of sponsorship. Yeah. That and Michael's layout. We need that.
Definitely Michael's, bro.
Bro, yeah.
Definitely
Mario, go ahead.
But yes, it is. It's always okay to say no. Make sure you have all your stuff in line. All your affairs are in line. Life is set up, for you to live the way you're supposed to live. And, say no when you need to.
Yeah.
But yes, it really is hard to say no sometimes.
Yeah.
But
like Will said, everyone has that little voice in their head, the completionist voice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Complete me.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was definitely Mario. You're right, though, because you and I both know when it comes to Star Wars, bro. Oh,
dude, it's hard to say no to your favorite IPs.
Yeah, it really is. Especially when you can make it work. When you can juggle it, and it's like, dude, I can do it.
Hell
but
yeah.
Should I?
Right.
Hell yeah.
That's the question.
You know?
Should I? Yeah.
That's because like I was talking to Toya, and she was like, at first when I ordered Ahsoka, the Clone Wars Ahsoka, she's like, yeah. And then when the Mandalorian Ahsoka dropped, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting that. She's like, but you're getting both Ahsokas? And then I showed her the picture. She was like, oh, okay.
They're different.
Yeah, they're different. Yeah. They're pretty different.
It makes so much difference. Like, so yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I can say it's easy to say no, but when it comes to Star Wars, man,
forget about it.
Yeah, that's
that's what Sean Bean was saying about Marvel. It's hard to say no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, is that legit Sean Bean?
Yeah, he's not going to die.
Alive.
Yeah, I know. He's not going to die, bro. He's not dying.
Definitely hard for Mark.
Harry Fox said he's got a one-day holiday planned in the USA to grab Olive Garden and then just head home. Sounds like a great vacation. So Optical, what do you think about this?
Very easy for me to say no. The thing is, I read a message from Harry as well saying that he'd rather pick it up now than pick it up later and lose out on the money. That's exactly how you end up with a gazillion figures if you do with that mentality. The thing is, the key here is like if you had a realization that you cannot buy everything, right? If you accept the fact, and I know it's hard to say no. I know it's hard, but the thing is, when we say like it's such a blanket statement, right? And I don't want to say on anything. When you say just buy what you love everything though. Right. That's such a tangible statement that it's kind of like saying, man, I don't run fast. How can I run faster? Man, just focus on it. No, you didn't really give me an advice, kind of like you just told me to run faster.
But I'm slow and awkward.
What if you change it to buy what you truly love? How about that? Is that any different?
Truly love everything.
I mean, you can say that you truly love every, but if you have like a number or a tangible number that you need to achieve, it's easier to separate what you love and what you don't. Like if we boil down to it, if we just, boil down to what you love, Will's just going to buy Loki, Kylo, and Terminator perhaps, or Pennywise.
Right. That's like what I truly love. Yeah, right. But I love all the Marvel stuff, like Thanos, Infinity War, and stuff. Yeah, I mean,
it's the in betweens that we're having trouble with, right? Like, if it's a given, you won't even think twice about it. You'll get it. Like if it's a Vader, I'll get it. It's the in betweens that you're having trouble.
Like Lando,
like Lando.
Yeah, not for Lando, but he loves Lando.
That's where if you have like
Lando's pivotal.
Yeah,
exactly. So to you, like for example, for you, you can say that for almost anything, right? Like, Lando's pivotal, or Bespin Leia, or anything else. You can, because you're a fan, and that's understandable. Sure. But that's where you kind of have to have a control over the situation, because when it comes to Star Wars, everything's pivotal. I don't even blame you guys for that. That's how I feel for, like let's say Lord of the Rings. But it's hard to say no. But once you have a structure, I think it will be easier. It'll be easier to say no if you know that you're going out of your bounds. Now, and we did this like one stream with Will, because we were like thinking about Yelena, right? Like, where would you fit Yelena, right? Like, let's say Yelena is easy. You could be like, oh, she's cool. She's a good looking figure, which she is, right? But let's say I have a budget of 4,000. Do you know that Mando Luke, Boba Fett, Enthroned, Mandalorian Grogu with deluxe armor, Loki, Sylvie, Carnage, both Shang-Chi's, Iron Man Mark 1, Cyborg, and Black Widow is already $4,000. Yeah, and that is 2023 Q1.
That's just Q1, yeah.
That's Q1 of 2023. That's $4,000. So if you want to include what's her name? Yelena in there, she'll be like 40.
She'll be last.
Yeah, she'll be last, 4,250. If you stick with $4,000, she's out. So now you're gonna be like, all right, I have $5,000 now. Okay, if you have $5,000, then but what are they going to announce later on? Are they going to announce more? Like right now, that doesn't even include the troopers that we listed.
And how many Spider-Men are about to drop? I
mean,
Doc Ock,
what if they
Green Goblin.
Q4? So now you're looking at, you went from $4,000 to now $6,000. I mean, out of what I just said, like for me specifically, I'm only probably going to pick up 4 legit ones that I see there, like Cyborg, Mark 1, maybe both Shang-Chi, and maybe Carnage. That's it. But out of those things that I just mentioned, that's already $4,000, and that's slated to come out Q1 of 2023. What if you like all of those?
Yeah.
And the rest. So now this is where you kind of have to like step back. I was like, all right, what? Because you can make an argument that you love every single thing, and that you're not wrong.
Yeah.
But the thing is, where does it end? You know, kind of like, all right, where's your finish line here? Where do you draw the line? So
Yeah.
I don't know. Like some people have, we have different budget when it comes to this, and some have more leeway, some doesn't. Maybe yours is $8,000, and good for you. But yeah, that's what I'm like trying to say here. If you can buy everything, more power, man. Buy it because they're fun.
Yeah. And they all look great. So, I mean, yeah, it's a tough decision because, like, all these figures are fantastic, all of them. So, it's just you got to make tough decisions. I mean, there's, like I've always said since we started doing this, there's too much heat coming out. I mean, there's too much heat dropping.
Man,
like, J&D is dropping $2,000 statues, and those are hard to say no to. I mean, and then they got Queen Studios and Prime One is stepping their game up, and then you got XM, and then you got Hot Toys who are dropping a figure like every week, basically.
Yeah.
So it's like. Where does it end? And there's so many other things, and that's kind of the tricky part. Like that's why I think I've Optical, and I know we've always stressed the budget thing. Like and I go over my budget sometimes, and I always feel terrible about it. And that's the point, I think. You should feel like you shouldn't be doing this a lot. Like if it happens once, every once in a while, but like if you set a budget for yourself, it should be something that, in my opinion, is considerate of all the factors. Everyone's different. Everyone has a different budget. We all make different amounts of money. I mean, we all have different costs that we pay. So So guys, I'm gonna ask one more question just to end things, roll things out here. 3 most anticipated. This is a little bit lighter of a topic. So we're going to include figures and statues here. And this could be anything that's currently on pre-order or about to drop at any time, right? Anything that's been announced, not something that is like you think might be announced. So anything that is currently slated to be announced. So Leal, top 3 statues, figures,
Wow, most anticipated down to 1, like from top to bottom?
Yeah, go 3 to 1. Yep.
3 to 1. All right. So I say most anticipated 3, I'd have to say Ahsoka, like right now, as far as, and I'm gonna stick it Clone Wars Ahsoka because that's the closest one that's right now that we're still waiting on. So that's I'm really anticipating that one right now. Number 2, and I'm sticking around figures. Okay. So my top 2 are going to be figures that are slated to be coming soon. All right. So. I'm going to say Ahsoka first. I mean, Ahsoka number 3. Number 2, Golden Armor, Wonder Woman, because I've been waiting on that for the longest time. Come on, man. They need to release it soon. Please hurry up. And my number 1, most anticipated, and they haven't even announced this son bitch yet, is Fennec.
Oh, okay.
If they have to announce it, it has to be coming now. And my honorable mention is the Falcon Captain America Falcon, Sam Wilson.
Great figure.
Yeah. So I can't wait for that.
Those are good. So Optical, what are your top 3?
Oh, you know it, man. Well, let's say
Pennywise,
for next year, right? Like I don't have Venom yet, so I'm anticipating him next year. Because I get it from Big Bad, so it's probably going to be next year. So
people started getting there some sideshow. It looks great. So
yeah, because if I get him now, I'll be at $5,000. So hopefully I don't get him this. So
wait till the next year.
Next year, I'm not fooling myself here. So Venom number 3, number 2, Queen Studios Joker, not the expensive one.
Did you get it? I didn't know you got it.
I ordered that. Not the rooted hair one.
You got the dude. That's such a good value. That might be the best value for a statue I've seen in a while.
It's 1/3, and I love Joker. And number 1.
It's quarter scale, I think. It's quarter
scale. I thought it was 3rd.
No, it's quarter. Yeah, it's quarter scale. Because the artist edition is quarter scale too, but it's with rooted hair. Yours is just quarter scale without rooted hair.
Oh, okay.
So, but still, dude, it's like $650 quarter scale. That's still a really good deal.
It's like a sideshow piece, really.
Yeah,
but way better. Yeah, exactly.
But way better. Yeah. But yeah, number 1's that stupid clown Pennywise.
Really?
I love that.
See, I tainted his mind, Mario.
To me, it's just so unique.
You said taint.
That I would put it in the same category as Alita, Hellboy. that Joker, man.
I don't know if I'm spelling it correctly, but let's just throw it out there.
But yeah,
monetization gone.
Yeah, done.
So those are great choices, Optical. So Mario, what are your top 3? Leo. Did I spell it correctly, by the way? I don't even know.
I don't know. This is making me laugh right now. I've got.
Have you guys ever heard of Gooch? Remember Gooch? People would say that.
Yeah,
it's like,
dude, that was a thing.
It's the area in between, like your. Yeah.
You never heard of the Gooch Grease, baby?
I've heard of it. I've heard like someone like I think I saw in a skateboard video once. A skateboard jumped up. He's like, "Oh, it hit me in the gooch." And then
isn't it? How big is yours, Mario? It's like an inch or something.
How big is your gooch, Mario?
Have you guys ever tried?
I'll show you off stream, bro.
Oh, okay.
I don't want, I don't want to embarrass Sheldon.
Make sure it's not dark in there. It might be like forestry out there.
Nah, man, I look clean, dude.
I don't know. Hold on. I don't know if this is being spelled correctly, but also that's not the one. Hold on. This is the one I want.
Wow.
Get the measuring tape right.
Get it, Mario. Man. Anyway, sorry, Mario. What are your top three?
This is hard, man. This is really extremely difficult. Because there's like, can I give you 2 honorable mentions? I mean,
yeah,
now that
dude,
I'm
absolutely. Go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think the two that I'm gonna get out are 2 of them that are actually gonna complete a couple sets that I've been wanting for the longest time, and that's the Hot Toy Cyborg, and that's the diecast Iron Man Mark 1 to complete the Hall of Armor for the 1 through 7. That I can finally get those out the way. So from three to 1, I think I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Boba Fett 2-pack.
Oh yeah, that's soon. Yeah. That's soon. Yeah,
yeah, that should be coming sometime soon.
Yeah.
Now my top 2 are not Star Wars related, so I have to say my number 2 is the Prime 1 Batcave Hush Batman.
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
I am so looking forward to that, man. When I found out that Jim Lee was doing Batman, man, I was like, I was so excited just to go back and just go see what he was into. And my number 1 is going to be the Queen Studios Joker, the quarter scale, the artist edition, actually, the expensive one, optical.
I convinced Mario to get that layout.
You did, yeah. I was blessed enough to actually find it, and shout out to Paradox Nerd PJ out there for hooking me up with that, dude. For real, thank you, bro.
Yeah, that was hard to find.
Dude, I'm hopefully they'll come sometime in January, I think, supposedly, or sometime first quarter.
Yeah, I'm hoping a little bit later, honestly, because the J&D Joker is going to be dropping for the end of the year probably, and I got to pay that off, and I got to
exactly. I mean,
right. So I'm hoping it drops. Queen drops a little bit later, honestly.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about having multiple scales of the same character, and to your testament, there's your Heath Ledger Joker, dude. I mean,
and if Hot Toys makes one, I'll get that too, probably. So,
I mean, you might as well go for the Prime 1 as well. I mean, now that they have like a separate head sculpt,
I thought about it, man. I don't think I want to drop like $6,000 on 3 Jokers.
On Heath Ledger,
only 4.
Yeah, exactly. Only 4. Yeah, let's cut it somewhere optical. Maybe 4,000 for the year. It's all on Heath Ledger. That's it.
45.
Yeah, just make it.
I draw the line.
So
there's so much good stuff that I have on order, man. I mean, another one too.
Yeah.
The Prime 1 Daenerys.
Targaryen, yeah, that's coming soon, isn't it?
Hopefully,
nice.
Dude, it's so hard to narrow it down to 3. Because for me, I feel really man, that's tough. I feel like for sure, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna go backwards. Number 1 for me is J&D Joker, no doubt. I mean that's the J&D Heath Ledger Joker. That one is just, I cannot wait to see how that comes out. I've never had a J&D product, and this is the character to get in my opinion. Like, I just love Heath Ledger's Joker. Number 2, I'd probably go Pennywise, the Hot Toys. Just because I feel like that one is just, it's so unique, like Optical said, it's so unique. So as far as number 3, I don't know, man. That's really tough. Endgame Loki is up there for sure, but I'm also really looking forward to the Sauron that I have coming in. That's coming pretty soon. And that's about to ship soon. They sent me a notification it's shipping like anytime now. So that, and the Ghost of Tsushima Prime 1 Jin Sakai. That one is a beautiful statue. So
are you gonna get the new one that they just announced?
No, I'm gonna stick with the Ghost one. I like the other one better anyway. It has the fox and it has the ghost armor. So it has the swap out face. It has the mask, and there's one with him holding the mask. So that one is
I mean, you gotta get the fox, dude. I mean, it's
exactly. I gotta get the fox.
Come on,
like, come on. I need the fox. I gotta convince Optical to get that statue, because that one is incredible. That Ghost Tsushima statue, and that game is just a masterpiece, dude. Wait till you play it, Mario. It's so
I seriously need to get on that, dude.
I pre-ordered it.
Did you?
No, the third party.
Oh, the third party version. Okay. I think Justin's doing the same thing, actually. He's not getting the Prime 1. He's getting like the third party version. I'm like, y'all are slacking. Sleeping on Jin Sakai like that. But guys, thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate it. We had a lot of introspection and a lot of philosophical discussion going on tonight. So it was a lot of fun. Thanks so much to everyone in the chat. You guys were amazing. You guys contributed a lot of great ideas and thoughts tonight. I don't know how we got on the Gooch and Taint thing, but
you're the one that started it.
Yeah, did I start it? I don't know.
Dean said yours, Mario, is wide, not long. So.
Oh, Dean said that? Was Dean in here?
Dean said that on the chat.
Okay. Oh, Dean wasn't here. Okay.
Yeah.
He's going long but wide. Guys, on that note, thank you so much for joining. Before we head out, though, actually, so what do you have? I'm going to hit everyone what have coming up. Leia, what's coming up for you?
Comic book discussion with friends tomorrow. We'll be, breaking down in detail the Eternals. So if you haven't seen it, you don't want to join the chat, but if you have, join in and we'll have this discussion. It's going to be a spoiler. Just to see what people think. So that's tomorrow. Wednesday, of course, it'll be Say What. We'll be talking about, figures and, releases, whatever new release, drops this week. If it's Pennywise, yes, we'll have that discussion. So definitely we will. And then finally, Mario, are we going to do Uncivilized on Thursday, bro? Are we doing that?
I'm here.
Let's go.
He's ready. He's moved in.
So
bro.
you heard it. Mario's back. I've been holding it off. I'm not, like I said, I wasn't going to do it without my partner in crime. So,
Dude,
I've been holding it off.
I legit appreciate that, bro. Like, seriously.
Hell yeah.
Thanks
Hell yeah, bro. I wasn't going to do it. I told people we're not doing it until Mario's here because this is not a party. So, we're not doing that. So, Mario's back. Co-host is back. So, definitely we'll be doing that on Thursday night. So, look forward to that. And yeah, I mean, that's mainly it, man. Like, that's what we got going on this week. And I'm guessing we will possibly. All right. So, let me ask you a question, bro.
Yeah. What's up?
Real quick. So Tuesday, or because time for us, I guess we lost an hour, right?
Yeah. We lost an hour.
So what time will it be for us tomorrow or on Tuesday if we go on Justin's? What time would it be?
Oh, I think that's a good question. I think it's still 8, right?
Is it still 8?
Yeah. I don't know. That's a really good question because he lives in the future. So
yeah, so I'm just wondering what time would I got to check on that. I'm gonna check on that just to
we got to check on that. Yeah, Justin was gonna make it tonight, and I put him in the thumbnail, but he was helping his friend move some stuff, so he couldn't make it. So
yeah,
what a guy.
I know.
I can appreciate someone helping you move, man. That's awesome.
I know. So he's such a nice guy. He's an Australian gentleman.
Yeah.
So Leo, was that everything coming up from you?
Yep, that's everything. That's everything.
So Optical. I know we might have Call of Duty next. I don't know. I'm feeling.
Hey, if you're up for, I will play. So yeah, after this, I'll play. So my normal meat gang, just go to Twitch and we'll all spread our meats and
that's what we do.
And play with our joysticks.
We are the meat gang.
Hey, we are the meat gang out there. So
Leo's gonna join the meat gang eventually.
No, Leo and I gonna start the Taint crew.
Oh, the
Taint the Taint Titans. There you go.
The Taint Titans. You can only do 4 letters though for your clan name, so you just have to be Tane. Yeah. So it's fine.
Yeah, we can be TT. If you know, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Or
Max Geekdom said he's in the same time zone, so ask him. He's in Australia. So Max, it's okay. So it's now what? It's 10 o'clock for us here now. So what time is it over there, Max? Let us know.
Yeah, let us know, Max. But Optical, anything else coming up for you?
I got a bunch of reviews coming up. I'm waiting for December because I know that CPM in December is really good. So I'm going to unleash it all in December.
That's how it works. Mario, what about you? Collecting Weekly, what's going on?
Oh man, we've got an unboxing tomorrow. I believe. Actually, I think we're gonna be doing some sort of statue showcase tomorrow night with John. So we'll see what happens. Tuesday night we got a standard Collecting Weekly show. It's pretty similar structure to this. Wednesday night we got After Dark. We just goof, we laugh, just hang out, just no agenda, we just talk whatever. Play Leo's favorite game, Scribble.
That game is fun.
That shit was fun, even though I lost. But I love playing that game. That was incredible, bro.
Yeah, that shit was fun, dude. Thursday night we have Small Talk. It's where we just talk all things smaller scale. And Friday nights we are expected to have Ins and Outs of Collecting. That's my Statue Talk show. So yeah, we've got a show every day next week, man. So come check us out. YouTube.com/collectingweekly.
Yeah.
There you go, bro. Yeah. So guys, I released a review for No Time to Die. So
I'll wait till after you're done.
Oh no, sorry. Go ahead, Leo. I'll go after you.
No. You can go, bro, because it's just a quick announcement after. I forgot to say it.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
So I released a review for No Time to Die. So that's up on my channel. I released it right before this live stream. I don't know how smart that was, but it's out there now. I just wanted to get it out. I'm working on. I recorded The Last Duel with Adam Driver and Jodie Comer and Matt Damon. So that. And I'll be reviewing Eternals whenever I write that one out. And then there'll be other live streams that we do. And I know I'll be on Lael's, I think Tuesday or Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday. Okay. And then, Justin's Tuesday. We just released a Figures and Flicks. That just came out. We'll do another one for this coming Friday. So be on the lookout for that. Optical and I stream Call of Duty like almost every other night. So, we play other games too. Maybe we're going to try Battlefront 2 sometime soon. So if anyone wants to play that, that game is really fun. I used to play it a lot, and I told him like you can if you do well in the match, you can become Kylo Ren or Darth Maul or Darth Vader or Luke or whoever, Yoda. So that's always fun.
Yoda.
Yeah. So anyway, Leia, what were you gonna say?
No, just really quick. I forgot to say that for the channel, we are actually having a giveaway this month for the month of Thanksgiving. It is called Goodwill Thanksgiving. And what that mainly is you basically want to show, and demonstrate goodwill to your fellow man, whether it's family, anyone who is in need, you want to actually show that you actually have either donated or you've, contributed, to your community. Also, you have to subscribe to the 1/6 Scale Man YouTube channel as well as Instagram. And you also want to subscribe because, like I said, I teamed up with my bro Marcos over there at I always keep daggone forgetting it, at the Collector Zone Cantina.
Yeah.
So you want to also make sure you subscribe to the Collector Zone Cantina. And there is where you'll be able to actually put in, or, there's a post where you'll be able to, kind of, whether it's a story or a video you want to actually post, and you have your chance to win the Superman bust from Sideshow. So that's going on all month. The winner will be announced the day before Thanksgiving. So like I said, that'd be our gift of giving to everyone out there. And also tune in on Thursday on Uncivilized Scoundrels, and I will be announcing a code from Collector Zone to the first, I think it's the first 10 people that can use this code. I got to actually see, but yeah, I'll be announcing that on Uncivilized Scoundrels. So yeah, stay tuned.
There we go. Guys, thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Everyone in the chat, thank you again. You guys brought some amazing insights to the conversation. Be on the lookout for more streams like this. We're going to do a bunch of similar things. And who knows what we'll talk about next week. But next week, we'll see you, typical time, every Sunday, 8 p.m. for Collectors Mingle. Until next time, peace out.
Yo.